Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck to Sim live stream. Today it's the 12th of January 2020 coming in. It's 2 minutes past 6 in the UK here. And yes, here we are once again in the Airbus A319 by ToLiss or however you pronounce it. This is only the second ever time I've streamed in the Airbus. As you well know, the first live stream was very entertaining. We tried my I tried my absolute hardest to get it from A to B, which we managed. And with a bit of help from you guys, we got it into I think it was Toulouse. I think we went East Midlands to Toulouse or so. Today we're doing something a little bit more challenging. We're going to be taking the aircraft from Malaga, flying to London City. Flight time's about 2.5 hours. A bit of a longer flight today. And London City is probably one of the most challenging approaches I think you can fly, let alone an aircraft I'm familiar with. I'm now doing an Airbus A319, 5.5 degree ILS there. We'll have plenty of time to set it up and have a look nonetheless. Dot Wallet, thank you very much for becoming a member as well, and for helping me out in previous streams with issues on VATSIM. We are not on the network today. It will be a while until I probably go back there publicly. But thank you very much for the membership. You'll enjoy the members-only content, which you'll find on the private Discord there. So thank you there very much there. So yes, I hope you've all been doing very well. Thank you very much all for those of you who are here at the moment. You must excuse me whilst I'm setting up, because I might miss most of your questions here, but certainly in the cruise, I'll have a bit more time to get back to you and answer any queries you might have here. So yes, must actually have a bit of a shout out for Jacob Russ. Jacob Russ got in, or I think it's Jacob Russ, got in contact with me and asked, could I make a livery for you based on your existing Fly Deck to Sim livery, which I have made by Michael Fogelman, and he's made a really nice looking version of it. It looks absolutely wicked. I'm really, really pleased with this. So the story goes that Broadsword Airlines, or Alpaca Airways, or whatever you want to call my airline, we've invested in Airbus A319. We've got 50 passengers today to take to London City on a corporate jet, essentially. So yes, we've got a little bit lighter than I'd like to be, than heavy aircraft, which I don't want to have when landing in London City. I've made it as light as I'm really comfortable with. The only other second thing I want to mention prior to this stream as well is the time we're at. We usually stream live time, live weather. We are live weather, which we always do during the streams, but we're not live time. We're exactly 12 hours behind live time. So it's 5 minutes past 6 in the UK here. In the sim, it's 5 minutes past 6 in the morning. So as we take off and climb, you'll hopefully have a really stunning sunrise, because I've got X-Vision now. And as we approach London City, it'll be well past dawn. You'll have kind of like a 9 o'clock in the morning landing in the UK. So that'll be pretty cool. So that's it. I hope you all been doing well anyway. Second live stream of the year. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial I made on the bleeds off takeoff in the 737. That's ended up being quite popular. I've got a few more tutorials hopefully lined up in the next few months as well. Right, let's jump in. I have a the official ToLiss tutorial in front of me to help me kind of set it up. It's called Dark. Let me know if the sounds are too low, too high. I've got the BSS sound pack, which I was told to, or recommended to get for the aircraft, so that is installed. It's flipping dark. I think these are the two battery switches. There we are. And then this is external power. It looks like the aircraft is now alive, and you can hear it whirring in the background there. It sounds like R2-D2 or something. Oh my crack, I've already got fans blowing, all the rest of it here. So it now says check that both engine master switches are off, which are down here. Select the engine mode to normal. Batteries are on, I've done that. Set the dome light as required. I think that's up here. There we are. I've got this lovely texture set. I didn't actually make a note of who made this. It is in the video description below, but have a look at the textures in here. It looks really, really cool with this sort of effect we're getting there. So I'm very, very happy with how it looks as well. We'll obviously have a look around the model later on. That sounds like the sim's really loud with the fans, but let me know in the chat if you want me to turn the volume down. It says here, set the dome light, which you've done. Make sure the parking brake is set. That looks like it's set. Verify you have brake accumulator pressure. Well, I guess because the parking brake is set, we've got pressure. Yes, it's around 2,000 psi. It's a little bit lower than you get in the 737. It says now check the flap slap position 0. We've got a donation coming in as well. That's from Ronan coming with £8.51. Thank you very much there, Ronan, for that donation. He says, hi Captain, don't forget to flare that Airbus before touchdown. Well, Ronan, I think I'll definitely have, well, hopefully I'll leave the auto throttle in this time, so it will tell me to retard during the flare, but do not expect a smooth touchdown in about 2.5, 3 hours time. It is not going to happen. Ah, it's going to be so bad. It's a touch too loud, says Dale. I might just turn the sound down slightly in Streamlabs then for the simulator and leave the microphone turned up. I've got a feeling it might have been too loud. There you go. I've turned the sound down there, the background sounds. So we've done that. Check the flap lever, check the spoilers are not armed. I think there's a little white switch here to arm it. That's disarmed at the moment there. McDonald C1989 just become a member. Thank you very much for the membership there. Welcome to the channel as a member. You'll hopefully enjoy all the members only content all revolve around the private Discord, which you'll automatically be invited to. Thank you very much. It says probe window heat button, make sure it's in the auto position with no light visible in the switch. Probes there. I think that's good. There's no lights there. Cross bleed is in the auto position. I think it is. No lights on any of these panels except the emergency exit lights, which I guess I need to arm. If it's too loud, it says you can turn the cabin airflow to low, cabin fans to low, and then turn it back on. Well, I won't do that because I'll forget to do it later on. We'll see what happens there. Alan Davis coming in with a £2 donation. Thank you very much. Great to catch a live stream. Great work as always. Thank you very much, Alan, and good that you could make it as well. Thank you very much for popping in there. Perform the annunciator light test. Look at this. Look at this. See, it's incredible. You know, I've not done any practice in this since the last stream. I've really done nothing. Where on earth do you do the lights test for the cabin? Oh, there it is. Right, well, that's it. You just do a quick paddle scan, make sure it's all lit up like a Christmas tree. I'm not exactly sure which lights do not illuminate and which ones do, like in the 737. It says now turn up all the lights on the PFD and ND. Let's do that. I've been reading a little bit about the Airbus though. I understand a little bit more about the automation, how you pull this out to take control and then push it in for it to not take control. I'll just say thank you to him, that was a donate as well. Ben Mills 90, thank you very much for the £5 donation. Hi mate, love the stream. Off to London tomorrow to do a CAD test for my colour vision as it's holding back my medical. Fingers crossed. Well, Ben Mills, I can only wish you the best of luck. I can presume only you're going to Gatwick for that, so best of luck with your medical there, and I hope you get the news that you most likely deserve. If you don't be too bummed down, just heads up, and I hope you get on really well there. Best of luck to you. So cockpit preparation's done with the PFDs, MCT brightness is done. You can turn up the FMC lights as well, apparently. Lovely. Let's do that. I've got the latest air rack in here as well. Right, that's all turned up. Verify the ADI used on battery. Select this to nav. It says wait until the on bat light extinguishes a thing. Well, let's just do that. I think that's correct, isn't it? Herman Amex, don't forget to like the stream. Yes, I had 7 dislikes at the start of this. Some people were very, very much not happy that I'm flying the Airbus A319 in this stream. Oh dear, probably a few trolls maybe amongst them. Right, the on-bat light is extinguished. I think that's a good sign. It takes a few minutes. Obviously, this is like the IRS alignment. Set the exterior lights as required. Strobe lights to auto. I remember questioning this last time. Like, how does it know when to turn on? Switch the nav and logo lights to position 1 or 2, which is done. All other external lights are off for now. Internal seatbelt signs can come on. Yes, we've done the fueling. No smoking sign. Oh no, that's seatbelt. Sorry, no smoking sign is on as well. Emergency exit lights are armed. That's done. Ensure the cabin pressurization elevations in auto. Yes, please. Yeah, auto. Put the pack flow in low if you've got less than 115 passengers. Well, we've got 50 here. What was that Farmball Radio? There was probably a Qantas A380 in that 7. Probably. Oh Christ, someone's bought some merchandise. One of the members, Burak Usulis, bought a mug. Here we go, Captain. I've not forgotten Oh, and the message gone. I can't see it. It's so quick. Thank you very much, Pushback. I get very excited when people buy merchandise off me. I hope you enjoy many a brew from that there. Thank you very much. CRHB, I thought Flight Deck to Sim Airlines was smoking only. Actually, you're quite right. We don't mind people having the odd cigarette on our flights. Let's put the no smoking switch off at all times as well. Right, switch on all the fuel pumps, it says. I think you just push these bumps. I don't think I've got any fuel in the centre tank, so whether you turn those off or on, I have absolutely no idea. I'm just doing what the tutorial tells me to do. Perform the tests on the engines. Yes, I think they're sounding all correct. There we are. I think the strobes start working when the weight is taking off the gear upon liftoff when on auto. Interesting. Well, my operator, we turn them on when we enter the runway, so I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe. We've done the fire tests. Switch on the radios, or we're not on active, but we'll turn them on regardless, I think. There we are. RMP, I have no idea what that stands for. And I think there's one up here as well, it says. The observers. There we are. So all the radios are on. Right, this is the tricky bit. This is the FMC. The FMC is completely different to that of the 737. I am hardwired into programming the 737 FMC, not this box of tricks, but we'll try anyway nonetheless, and then we'll have a chat about our routing, where we're going to do and stuff. This is not easy for me. Right, where is this flight plan charts, OFP? There we are. So I generated this flight plan this morning, sent off to the members there. We're registered in the Isle of Man, Mike. That means the aircraft skips lots of taxation issues. That's what a lot of celebrities like to do. You can see the ground distance 1,002 miles, flight time 2 hours 20. Got quite a high cost index 30, so we'll be flying quite quickly today. Thank you very much to Ed Strugler coming with a £5 donation. Always love the streams, love the in-depth detail from start to finish. The landing in London will be the best yet. Oh, Ed Strugler, don't put any more pressure on me, and certainly this will not be an educational stream. This will be an absolute bomb. It's going to be terrible. But thank you very much for the donation. Hopefully on the next 737 stream you'll find something a little bit more educational. Right, so what do I need to do here? It says departure arrivals first. So at first I need to put init button. Press the init button. Right, init button. Right, where are we going from? So it's from Malaga, Lima Echo Mike Golf / Echo Golf Lima Charlie. That's in. Flight number broadsword 01. That is in. Cost index is 30. Cruising at 380. And it's just the ISO temperature. Oh, I mean, it's just put the ISO temperature in for 380. I think that's all correct for now. I hope. Oliver Gilbert, is this the ToLiss? Yes, it is. I just saw that comment there. Use the same method in the scratch pads to type in the alternative routing. I don't want to put any alternative routing in, or leave that blank. I think that's what you usually do in the I think that's what you usually do on the Airbus. You can put an alternative or put your alternate routing in, but we don't at my operator. We'll commit to London City straight away. Next, we need to put in the alignment of your position. Now, we need to go to the data page. Data, right? GPS monitor. It says do this on the other one. Okay, so we can copy it across. So data, GPS monitor, and we need to put these coordinates in. The init page, the second page. So I think, oh my goodness me, what have I done here? Oh no. Yes, this lat long I need to punch into the GPS. So 3645, 3640, because it thinks we're at 8 at the moment. We need to put the actual position. I think I'm doing this correctly. I might not be. Oh, how do I put this in? Oh, hold on. I think I use my... no, sorry. I use my arrows to change this. Easy. 36... 40.5, and then long is 004, 29.7, we've got 29.5. Oh no, what have I done? Oh, it's easy, no problem at all. Right, the position's in, and I think I press Align RS. Done. I think I've done that. Oh no, just press the line IRS. Look at your chat, guys. Oh God. You can just click on line IRS. I'm just following the tutorial here. Oh dear, flipping hell, this is not easy. Triple02 is one of my members. £5 donation. Thank you very much again, members. You don't need to donate. 4.5 degree glide slope plus 737 captain flying an Airbus. It's very likely we'll be witnessing a death by wire. Banter aside. All the best as always, Captain. I completely agree with you. This could possibly be very disastrous in London City. Right, I've got that done. Probably that should have taken 5 seconds. It took 5 minutes. I've done that. At the next step, we provide the fuel and payload data to the FMC. You'll find these information in the ToLiss ISCS. Right, okay, so we've got the init page. I think this is the page I need. So I think I did this all correct. I did this prior to the stream. If I open this here, you can see we've got 50 passengers. They've all got checked-in bags, so they haven't got any cargo in the holds. Zero fuel weight's going to be 45.9, and I'm going to make a note of the CG, which I think I need later, 28.6. So that's all set. As I wish. I think I've got the fuel I need as well. So zero fuel weight was 45.9, and the block fuel. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh, do I have to put the CG in as well? How do I put all this information in? Type. Oh crap. This is not easy. Well, prick, no pressure. I ended up belly up with Gus yesterday. You should do an educational stream with YouTuber Captain Joe in an A320. Good luck to you, Captain. Yeah, he would be very helpful right now. Well, prick, that's for sure. Thank you very much. Stephen Jenkins just sticking on the help plates during the outside check, Captain. Oh dear. Right, I think I put this in like 28.6, which is our CG, then slash zero fuel weight 45.9. That's what my logic's telling me to do. So please work. Yes! Oh, easy. Thank you very much, guys, as well, coming in with the chat as well to do that too. Block. Right, the block fuel. If you have a look at the flight plan, we need 7.4 tons. I've gone for 8 tons today, just a little bit extra for a couple of reasons. One, the star we're expecting to fly has a step down very early to a lower altitude, so we're going to burn a bit of fuel. And secondly, we might very likely to go around in London City. Thank you very much, Tim, as well, for another donation. This will definitely be going back to you, because I think I owe you a few landing rate bets. As you still owe me, mate, it's double or quits, minus 190. Anything above, you keep it. You're having a laugh, mate, in London City. I certainly won't be able to get no less than that. I'm going to be doing plus 400 for sure. Oh, dear. Right, I think I've got that all calculated correctly. That's pre-filled a lot of information here anyway. Oh, my goodness. This is definitely taking its time. Right, it says I've done that. Put the correct weight of the zero fuel weight in. Yes, lots of information there. Right, now let's put the flight plan in. I think that's correct now. So it says, firstly, go to flight plan. How long is this stream been going? 20 minutes. I'm hoping to keep pushing back in the next 10. Fingers crossed, alright. At least we don't have any spammers today. Right, it says, active flight plan parade. Check line select key beside your departure airport. Okay, so Malaga. Right, so the weather here in Malaga, very nice here in the evening, although we're streaming in the morning. It's wind down the runway 8 knots, few clouds, QNH is 1029, so really nice. Strings, yes, where's V1 Sim? If those of you don't know, V1 Sim is an Airbus pilot. He will be very useful here in the stream to help me out too, him and Captain Joe. They'd be sitting in the jumpsuits having a right old laugh. Right, so I think we click departure, runway 13, and we're flying the Baylen 3 Hotel, Sid. And I guess insert. Oh, there we are. Okay, so we've done that. And then where do I put the routing in? To check the flight plan visually, blah blah blah. Scroll the flight plan up until you find the termination point for the SID. Okay. Baylen. Okay, there's the flight plan discontinuity. So do I go from there? And now we need to add the airways from there. Click on the line select key to the left of this waypoint. Baylen, next waypoint. And then click airways. Alright, I think this is what we do, guys. Thank you all very much for your patience here as well, really. So Mike Foxtrot Delta Tango Sarah says Del 152 sounds like a tax fiddle. Absolutely. Flight Data Sim Airlines does everything illegitimately, of course. Right, so let's find the routing in from Baylen. Up in November 856. I should have saved this and loaded it up later. There's like, oh no, what do I do? Do I put the Victor Tango Bravo in? Look at me trying to clear the scratch pad by pressing backlots as well. Oh, what have I done? Why is it not taking any of this? Airway from Berlin up November 865. Did I type that wrong? Oh, I must have typed it in wrong. Have more faith. No, Victor Tango Bravo. Oh, this is just... Right, we're getting there, Victor Tango Bravo from there up November 867. Oh, crikey, this is... Can I actually type? No. I can't. 867. Then we're going to Bilbao, Bravo Lima Victor, which is on the north coast of Spain. Upper Papa 87 to Turto. These are all very Turpo. These are all very familiar waypoints and airways to myself. There's Turpo. From Turpo up to November 867 to Ecras. That is on the coast of France. Ecras Upper Mike 184. Oh my goodness, this must be incredibly boring to watch. Sorry about this. Decro, that's the FIR boundary from France to UK. And then from Decro, we've got an Upper Zulu 273. Now, how do I go to the next page? Now what do I do? Huh? Oh, now I'm now I'm kerfuffled. Right, return. I think if I go Decro and then do what I did before, Decro, next airways from Decro. That's probably the complete incorrect way of doing this. I hope this works. Oh no, 273. And then we're going via Neville, which is the arrival into London City. Right, okay, so I think we now go flight plan, scroll down to Neville. There we are, that's all worked correctly. Neville. How do I put a star in? Oh no, I need to probably press London City. Ah, here we go, arrival. Okay, so ILS 27, we're going to be flying a... what are we going to be flying? A Lavno 1 Golf with a transition. Lavno 1 Golf. Thank you very much to whoever bought some more merchandise. Jordan's just bought a mug. Oh, Jordan, you're an absolute legend. I hope you enjoy many a coffee and a brew inside that mug. Thank you very much there, Jordan, for the mug purchase. Fantastic. That's very kind. Right, so I'm looking at my notes here. Lavno 1 Golf, Neville 1 Charlie. That's what we need to find here. Neville 1 Charlie. That's wrong. Either Lavin 1 Golf. Right, I think that's right. Let's insert that. And just make sure there's no discontinuities. Oh no. Looks like it's a full arrival there. I think we're in business for now. We can tidy that up later. Scroll works the other way around on the Airbus Mach 66 metal. I worked that out the other day when I jumped in here to test it, to take the thumbnail. I was just having a play of the FMC just to make sure it wasn't completely useless, but we worked it out. Jordan, not a problem, Captain. Thank you very much. That's very, very kind. Right, so I think we're okay. Routing's in. Sid Star. We're all looking good. Alternate flight planning program. No, I'm not going to bother with that. Performance parameters. Right, we're finishing editing the lateral route. Now let's do the vertical path. It says here, go to the perf page. I'll do that. Get rid of the performance. Oh crikey. Right, V speeds then. Let's put the V speeds in, which I think I get from here. So ToLiss, open ICS screen. Right, 1 plus F. Can someone please explain to me in chat? On the Airbus, what is 1 plus F? Because there's 1, 2, 3 and full. Is that just 1? What does the F mean? I have no idea. Right, let's do that. I think that gives us everything we want. Runway 13, CG, I'm going to make a note of this, 30.2, and then up. So I know you have to punch this into the FMC, 0.0, and then the V speeds are 32, 32, 35, and flex temperature, I think it is assumed temperature 66, so we're so light, long runway here, so we're fine. Plus F is flaps, always fair, so 1 plus F means slats and flaps. Okay, so if I just put the switch in 1, that's correct, is it? I hope so, unless you guys say otherwise. Right, so I've got that information. Let's put the V speeds in, which we said was 132. 132. 135. Flaps TS. Oh my goodness. Thanks for the donation there, Captain Shannon, for £1. As a trainee pilot intending to fly Airbus in the future, I must say this is very excruciating to watch. Nevertheless, have a safe flight, buddy, and good luck for the landing. Thank you very much, Captain Shannon. It is excruciating for me to try and attempt to do this, but we'll get there in the end. 27 minutes to go. Oh, we're still putting buttons in here. Right, what do I put in this button then? Flaps TS. So I need to put in, looking here, blah, blah, blah. Speed, so 1. I put 1DN00 something in here, do I? Or I'm just going to copy what the tutorial says. It can't be too far off. DN 0.0. It's probably what I meant to put something completely in, like the actual trim setting or something. Oh look, Nicholas got there. Flex temperature 66. There we are. I think I filled in all the boxes. I think we're getting there, guys. I think we're getting there. Right, what else do we need to do? It says line select key, the vertical waypoint on the flight plan to put the winds in. Right, so let's put in this. It says after you've done that, oh no, return. There we go. Access wind data, wind request. There we go. And I think that's taken the sim winds in here for me. So I think that's all done. Note the highest wind of the page. Press next phase. In the cruise, I put the average wind in here, someone told me. So I put the average wind, 263 at 54. Oh, guys, this is just painful. There we are, 263 at 54. Rest is all done. Note that you only need to do this for the first cruise waypoint, the rest will be updated. The last missing thing is the step altitude. I'm not going to do a step altitude today. Thank you very much, Benjamin Vaughan, for becoming a member. Welcome to the channel, and I appreciate the support. And you'll be automatically invited to the members only Discord, and you'll get the members only content there. Thank you. Burak, on the ground, flap 1 deploys both leading edge and trailing edge flaps. Say on the approach, if you select flap 1, only the leading edge of flaps 1. Oh, clever thing. Right, I think we're good. Right, it's telling me I'm done. Right, I don't know what I should leave this on. Probably on the performance page. Let's leave that there. It says get the ATIS. Not going to bother with that. We've got the weather on my phone. Set the ATIS. Check the FD buttons are on. Right, they are on. Set the navigation panel to arc and range to 10 miles. Right, I've done that. Check the FCU status on the. Oh, that's the MCP, I think. It says check the speed. We've got dashes in. Put the cleared flight level in. Well, that's going to be flight level 90, which is the selected SID stop level, I think. So we're going to just quickly get in Malaga here, which I forgot to do prior to the stream. So we've got airport, that one there, and we'll just select the SID as well. Excuse me, departure, and then the SID, which is a Baden 3 hotel. So you can see here on the Baden 3 hotel, which we'll brief very shortly, it does mention here initial climb clearance to flight level 90. Now I don't have ATC, but we'll punch in 90 anyway, because I want to have a play with it levelling off and see what it does. Oh, more merchandise coming in. George has just bought some merchandise. I'll try and read the comment. I love your videos. As a beach towel. George, oh my god, I missed the comment, George, but I always find it absolutely hilarious whenever anyone buys a beach towel. I think I've sold half a dozen now. Oh, I can't wait to see a picture of that. Oh, thank you very much there for the beach towel there, George. I hope you enjoy many an hour on the beach with that, looking as cool as you will. Very, very kind, thank you. Oh dear, that does always tickle me. Right, I've put 90 here, check the transponder setting. Right, let's give ourselves a score. Let's go for, I don't know, let's put 1, 2, 3, 4 today. That's fine. We're on standby. It says check the anti-skid is on. I think there's a little switch here, which it is. Now it's time to turn on the APU. It says press the master switch and then start. Right, let's have a look outside whilst we wait for the APU to boot up, Ashes. You can actually want to hear it. Oh, look at that. The sounds are really cool. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't even realise it'd do all that. I think the Zebra mod does, but with this sound pack you get all that too. There we are. That's the jet fuel igniting now. Fernando he's going to forget. What am I going to forget? Something. Oh, no doubt I am. There we go. It sounds like the APU's all booted up quite nicely. I think I can. Oh look, I forgot to turn the ECAM lights up. Yes, I think that's what someone was referring to. Yeah, we better turn that on. Oh yes, look, you get all the. That's the thing about Airbus. You get all this information, system information. It's really cool. So flap is open. I think it says APU available when it's ready. Right, and I think I don't do anything. I think I just disconnect the ground power because it made me jump last time, and it just switches the buses automatically for us, which is quite cool. Once the APU is start, you'll see APU available in the text. APU available, perfect. Now we can disconnect the external power. Press the external power button on the overhead panel, which I think it makes a bit of a noise. Yeah, that made me nervous when I did that last time, I think. And then it says go to the options and disconnect it. Right. ToLiss, open ICS screen, ground services, external power disconnected. Okay, we're getting there. It says now pushback. I think we've made it to this stage. I can't believe it. We've got the QNH correctly set. That's 1029. I did say it would take about half an hour, and we're running only about 3 minutes behind schedule. So let's now get the better pushback organised. For runway 13. Now, I have flown to Malaga many a times. Usually when they push you back, they push you all the way out here to taxi. They don't stop you anywhere else, so we'll try and keep that bit realistic. It'll be something like that. That can't be too far off. There we go. And we'll just go back a bit further. Cool. And I think we're in business. Oh, connect.
Ground to Cockpit. Can acknowledge. Coming through the menu when you are ready.
Buenas tardes, sir. Right, better push back again. Start pushback. There we go.
Ground to Cockpit.
Oh,
Duke
Tavish, APU bleed. Thank you very much. Where's APU bleed? Yeah, we won't get very far without that. Starting the engines. Thank you very much. You saved the day. Even says it in the tutorial. Pushback, thrusters on idle, set but not timer, blah blah blah. Once the pushback is attached. Yeah, next is engine start. Oh, I'll probably better flick some lights on as well, shouldn't I? Anti-collision light on. Beacon on, that is. That gets rid of the air bridge. We're in business. Assad says pack flow normal. Oh, lots of people are saying that. Is that meant to be the case? It did say in the tutorial if you're less than 115 passengers you can leave it low, but I'll leave it just there. Are we connecting? We are.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Lovely. Right, I'll take a second to look at some of the comments. You might be able to tell me something I've clearly missed. KSB Super Groby, after engine mode selected to the right, wait 5 seconds before engine master switch on. Okay. With the APU running, the pack flow will be high automatically for engine start. So I probably should leave it in low then for the amount of passengers. Oh god, is that connected? I don't want us to glitch or anything. It'll be a great show. Explain 11 reviews, live streams and more. You should try the 757. I think it's great fun. Yeah, we can take a look at that. Very, very good. It's lifting it up. There we are. We're in business.
Now connected.
Some
And
nice
bypass
views.
being inserted. Release parking brake.
Right, let's do that. There we are. So it's quite a long pushback. We'll
Starting
delay the engine
pushback,
start
and you may start engine.
until we kind of get in this position here. I think because BSS sound packs on it, it plays a lot with the other explained sound, so you can't hear anything from better pushback. It messes all the others up, so I'm going to have to, before I next jump into the 737, have a play with those settings. I must try and remember to turn on the clock as well, the lapse timer too. Look at that majestic thing. Absolutely easy, no problem at all. It's going to be savage going into London City, that's for sure. So this is, I always found these Airbuses look a bit funny because they're so much shorter. I mean, there's the A318 is even shorter than this, so it's pretty stubby. Scenery, who's this scenery from? It's in the video description below. We're exactly where we left last live stream. Last live stream we parked on this stand in the Zebo mod. And we're going from there on the New Year's Day live stream. Sid Bake Studios, have you ever flown into Luton? Yes, I've flown into and out of Luton many years ago as a first officer, but not recently. Right, so how do you turn these engines on? Switch the engine mode selector to ignition. Another bit of merchandise today. Fabian Hauselberg's just bought a mug. Thank you very much, Fabian. Hope you enjoy many a cups of tea out of that. Appreciate all the support, and I look forward to seeing a picture of this mug through any form of social media. If you want to message me privately, that's completely fine. Thank you very much for purchasing the mug there. Right, switch the engine mode switch selector to ignition start. Okay, and then move the engine to master switch position. That's it. I remember now. That is it, isn't it? Easy. It's working. Look at that. Sounds awesome. And I don't have to do anything else, do I? I don't have to put fuel in. It just does it, which is really cool. Sounds awesome. I've been a passenger on Airbus many times, but that sound is really, really good. Oh yeah, CFMs I think on this A319. Well, I don't have no idea what I'm meant to be monitoring here. EGT's decreasing. Nose wheel steering disc. Oh, I think that's because the bypass pin's in, I guess, or the equivalent. Donation coming in from Tom Knudsen. Thank you very much again, Tom. 50 Norwegian krona. Have a nice trip, mate, he says. Well, thank you very much. We'll certainly need a lot of luck going into City, that's for sure. Thank you again, Tom. Right, monitor until you get 21% in one. Once the engine start is complete, move the master switch at engine 1 to position on. That's it, so I do the same again. Oh, listen to that. That's the barking thing, isn't it? PTU or whatever. Alright, it's spinning, that's a good sign. Nav lights, yeah, I think I should have some nav lights on Captain Bingo Fuel.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Ah, too much going on right now. Let's put that on. I thought they were on. Ah, set parking brake. There we go. Is that turn them on?
Correct in tow. Stand by.
That's not turn the nav lights on. That's it. They are on. Very good. There we are. Back into decent position. Okay, Flight Simmer, how are you this evening? Very well. 30 or 40 minutes into the stream now, we managed to get ourselves Pushback. Second engine starting as we speak. On schedule. Right, disconnect that. Set the engine mode selector back to normal. Switch the AP bleed off to avoid ingesting engine bleed. Yeah, that's a good idea. Engine start complete. That's it. Easy. Arm the ground spoilers. Now, this is something you don't do on the 737. Do not arm the spoilers before takeoff, otherwise you'll get the takeoff configuration warning.
Tower is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right.
Set the flaps.
We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
So flaps are in 1 plus F. I think it does all that automatically. There we are. They're extended. We're waiting for our guy. There he is. Perfect. I'll do some sort of before taxi checklist flow, which I have right in front of me here. Just wait for the bypass pin. Happy days, there he is. So set the flaps. It says ensure the rudder trim is set to 0. It is. Switch off the APU, which we will, and I guess that will put the engine generators on the bus. Well, I think that's done that automatically. Imagine you had a runway change. No, I don't want to follow the tutorial. Taxi to the runway. So, beacons on. It says turn on the nose wheel light to taxi, or I guess, and then switch on the external turn off lights too. There we are. Right, I think business, ladies and gentlemen, we're good. Right, let's go. So we've not even spoke about where we're going, what we're doing. So let's have a little look. So here we are. We've just pushed back for runway off stand 26. We're going to taxi, make a left turn onto the Alpha taxiway. We'll go full length for runway 13. The departure, the Baylen 3 Hotel. I've taken off from Malaga many times. It's usually the 3 Charlie, but 3 Hotels actually gives you a direct left turn instead of going a right turn over the beacon. You usually get a shortcut anyway. But it says climb on Malaga radial 1369 DME. The Airbus, look, it tunes everything as required, and then we'll make a left turn, flying direct to Granada, then into Baylen. We're climbing to flight level 90, which would be your initial clearance. which is set on the MCP, or whatever you call this thing. FCU? Oh, I can't remember. The Airbus MCP. Right, right, let's release the parking brake. I don't think we need to do a config check, and we'll just let the aircraft roll forward because we're pretty light, and we'll just add a little bit of thrust. There we are. Ben Harper, does being a pilot ever get boring? Love the streams, Captain. No, not really. I'm very fortunate to do what I love. Some of the very long days at work, you know, I'm looking forward to finishing, and a little bit of the, you know, a bit of the excitement does wear off. But I haven't flown now for coming up to 2 months. I am on a seasonal contract now with my operator. I'm really missing it now. Really missing work, and I live not too far away from the airport I'm now based at, and obviously they go past every day, and I'm like, I just want to get back up there. But not long. I've only got another 4 or 5 weeks off. I'm going to have to go back in the simulator because it's been a while since I've operated. If you go over at my, it's over 90 days, you have to have kind of like a 2-hour refresher session. Then I've got to do all my recurrency training. I've then got my check flight, or sim check flight, so that's going to be 3 days in the sim, and then I have a line check on the line as well. So I'm not looking forward to any of that stuff, but needs must. And using the X-Plane 11 and the simulator like that is actually quite helpful just to keep going, keep practicing the flows and checks there. Who's now bought something else? Hubble Flight's just bought a mug. I'll try and read the comment before it goes. Decide if I definitely need one of these. I'll be flying the Zebo mod. It does not. I'm so sorry because the comment does not stay for long on Streamlabs. It disappears. I can never see it there. But thank you very much for purchasing the mug. If you want to repeat your comment in chat, I'll try and catch it. But thank you very much for purchasing the mug. I look forward to seeing that on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter there. Awesome stuff. Donation coming in from Jan Willie. I'm not sure if that's Jan Willie Hansen who usually donates, but thank you very much for the £5.17 there. Appreciate that. And I'm glad you're enjoying the content. Welcome on board. That's really cool. We've got 777. That's the amount of people watching the stream right now. That's quite a lot. No pressure here. Takeoff, I hope, will go reasonably smooth. And if you are interested, if you've got other things to do this evening, it's going to be about 2-hour, 30-minute flight. So we're going to be airborne in approximately 2 hours, in 10 minutes. So if you come back in about 2 hours 40, we'll be making our approach into London City around 9:30 UK time. Right, so I've got some more checks to do. It says idle thrust are so light here. We're moving along quite nicely. I feel like we probably shouldn't have the dome lights on bright anymore. Let's go dim. Yeah, that's a little better. So it says whilst taxiing, check the brakes. You can do a flight control surface check. We usually do this at my operator before taxi, so let's do that. Where there is flight controls, there we are. So bring up the eCam here. So I can do this whilst taxiing because the tiller on my joystick is what I'm using. So let's do the rudders. So there's right. Oh, it still makes the aircraft move. Left. Here comes the aileron. Left and right. I feel like an Airbus pilot now. Pitching up and pitching down. There we are. The brakes are working, as you can see. Happy days. Flight control checks done. Set auto brake to max. I guess that's RTO. Press the takeoff config switch. Done that. Alright. To clear this checklist, make sure you ding the cabin, it says. Alright, well, that's up here, isn't it? There we are. Done that. Is that everything done? I think it's all looking green. Green for go. Let me know if I've completely forgotten anything in the chat, please. It would be a great shame if we get a rotate and nothing happens. Right. Take off an initial climb. That's coming up next. Right, here's the whole point here. So it's going to slow right down. So it says for takeoff, switch on the. Let's bring it to a stop. Nose wheel lights to take off. Okay. And maybe I should stop it. Oh, I've got the camera effect on. I shouldn't have that on. So landing lights on. That is on. Set the TCAS to TCAS RA. Same as the 737. Strobes can come on. Oh, I should have just got the parking brake set here so I don't roll. Parking brake set. Sorry about this, guys. So to make sure I got it all properly. Strobes to on. So that answers the question. Don't leave it in auto. That's all set, I think. Taxi onto the runway. And put the the thrust levers in the detent position, the climb position, is it, or flex? Oh, here we go. Let's see what happens. Right, here we go. Looks like everything's on. Cool sounds. So if you ever take off from Malaga and you go off runway 13, you'll notice usually how much thrust they have to put on. It's a bit of an upslope here in real life. I don't think it's modelled here. I remember coming here once, one of my last flights I did last year. I was at the whole point here and I had to put about 50% N1 to get up the hill. It was really steep here. Takeoff config saying enjoy your flight. Wing lights. Oh gosh, you have a blue. What's a blue mean? Oh dear. Oh, signs on. Is blue? Does blue mean? Okay, I'll have a play before we push toga. Is that because of the no smoking sign, or some other more important factor, or something I've missed? I'm not sure. Oh, probably overshot the centre line here. Yeah, I have slightly. Oh my gosh, my tiller. I need to adjust my tiller there. Newbie CZE, thank you very much there for the membership. Welcome to the channel as a member. I'm glad you're enjoying the content whilst I try and line up on the centre line, make sure we're actually fully ready to go. Right, right, pointing in the right direction. I'm just going to set the parking brake here. Parking brake is set. Right, no blue, something. Yes, no smoking. Right, well, we'll just tell them to put the cigarettes for a second then. There we are. Look, all green. Surely that means we're good here. Michael Schliek is donated €5. Thank you very much. Glad you left the dark side of the 7.3. I'm missing the 7.3 a lot, if I'm honest. Michael, thank you very much for the donation. Right, I think we're all good. I'm going to put the elapsed timer on now. So that is set to run. Oh no, crikey. Why is that? Run, there we are, we're in business there, we're good to go. Peely UK says, I think we're okay. Right, and where do I need to put the thrust levers? Put them in the flex detent. Right, let's do that then. Flex detent, flex, and then I put it to CL when it tells me put it to CL. That's it, I just put the autopilot on and off we go. Oh my goodness. I'm just checking the chat, make sure I've not done anything. Yes, you're good. Flex. Right, there we go again, guys. Right, parking brake released. Stand the thrust levers up to 50%, it says. I'll keep my mouth shut so you can enjoy the engine noise during the takeoff. Right, stabilised. Flex. Let's go. There we go, we're going. Ah! Alright, thrust set. 85.7. Oh, look how light we are. 80 knots. VR 132. There's V1 rotating. Up we go, and we're airborne. I'll pitch it to the flight directors, I guess. There's the positive climb, gear up, and we're airborne. My goodness. No roll mode. Now what do I do? I think I'll do the Airbus way, guys. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be a wuss here. Autopilot 1. What is it? Tray table out, legs up. Right, I think hopefully it's going to pitch down now, I hope. And oh, please pitch down. There we are. It's pitching down. And then I guess, when do I select flaps? Oh, lever to the climb position. Right. Climb. Master caution. What have I done? What have I done? Auto flight. Oh my goodness. There, in climb, we're in climb. I think I need to retract flaps. Oh, this thing's scaring me. Oh. My goodness, there's 3,000 feet. Flaps have been selected up. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are on our way to London City. Tray table up, legs out, here we go, absolutely. Oh my goodness. Right, we're accelerating, I guess, to 250, and look at that, you can just see the sun rising. I think this will be the inaugural sunrise during a live stream. It should look really, really epic, I hope. Let me know if it's too loud as well. I can turn the volume down of the sim if you can't hear me clearly, because I've no idea, I can't hear that clearly as well. Snapshot, this thing actually flies itself. I'm never feeling sorry for those MRTT guys. I'm not doing anything. Literally all I've done is rotate, put the gear up, move the thrust lever and push the autopilot on. That's it, done. I could disarm the spoilers, right? Yeah, I should probably do some sort of after takeoff check, shouldn't I? Right, blah, 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 blah. Put it in climb. Level off at 5,000 feet. Right, I'm going to let it level off at 90 anyway, as per the departure, because I want to see how to get up higher. Sounds fine, Anthony. Thank you very much for that. You can disarm the spoilers. Okay, I've done that. What else do I need to do? Oh, I need to select standard. Oh, that's why that's blinking at me. Pull to set standard. Oh, there we are. Standard set. Oh my goodness. And next thing is going to be levelling off at flight level 90, which I just want it to do because I want to try and have a play with this. Managed climb. I don't even want to know what the other modes are. Yeah, I'll leave it at manage. Right. Speed and altitude. Well, I guess that's the constraint. And we're okay. Oh, I really don't mind this. Doing 250 knots. Ideally, I probably should have set 220 for this turn because it's quite steep. So you can see how it's on the ND, it's overshooting. That's normal if you try and get it to do 250 knots. It's not going to work. Thank you very much to Martin ATL has just donated 50 Norwegian kroner. Only took 50 minutes to get in the air. I'm so sorry about that. We're finally on the way anyway. Oh my goodness. Thanks for the donation there, Martin. Yeah, the flight time not too far off the time it took to get this thing airport. There we are. Right. Looking good. Oh, look at that. Look at the sunrise. This X-Vision thing is really good. I must thank Richard and a few other guys who recommended that. Really, really nice. Is that meant to be boats in the water as well? I think that's pretty cool, if that's the case. Don't get so many in the motorway. What is that down there? It's like the spaceship from what's that movie called? I remember. No idea. Right. Anyway, at flight level 90, what do I do? So is it just? Right, let's type in 38, which is our cruise. I guess I just push this in. Yeah. Push. There's a dot. Thrust, climb, climb. That's it, isn't it? I don't need to... Ah, that is alien. Right, there we go. On our way. And I don't think I have to do anything else until 10,000 feet. The usual kind of pre-cruise checks. Set the first officer's standard. I've got it set so it's all synchronised. So whatever I set, it sets on the first officer's 2. There we are. Accelerating to our econ climb speed now. And we'll do the... other checks, lights off, so no, 10,000 feet, it says switch off the landing lights. No, off, nose, I guess that can come off as well. Runway turn off lights off, strobes will leave on, beacon will leave on, yeah. No smoking off, they can light up if they want, seat belts off, it's nice and smooth. Oh, did I turn the weather radar on? Oops. I don't think I did. Yeah, look, that's meant to be on system 1 or 2. Okay, weather radar's on, I think. And that's it. I think the rest is done. I might try and play with it later, do some shortcuts and things. We'll have a see. Have a little play with it later, headings and stuff. And see how we get on. There we are. I think we're doing okay. You can see. Oh, look at that. We're going to do a lot of views out of this right window on the way here. It'll look really, really cool with the sun setting there in the from the east. There's Malaga down to the left-hand side. Very, very popular holiday destination for a lot of Europeans. So far, so good. You might have noticed at the bottom where I say thanks to all the people that recently subscribed. I made it a lot smaller. The text there, just so. I had a few people in saying, you know, can you make it a little bit smaller and stuff, so I'm just doing that. I'm just a fix of it, because I just noticed Tim's donation was a bit high. There we go, thank you very much for the donation there, Philip Messenger, super chatted €11. Nice to be back on stream, sorry I couldn't watch the last ones. Wishing you a happy troll-free year, Philip. Well, thank you very much for the donation there, that's very, very kind. Philip, fingers crossed. Like I mentioned in a public post a couple of weeks ago, I am taking a little break from VATSIM. I think it's something a number of streamers have done. I got in contact with a couple of other guys, and they told me that they're taking a break for that very reason. Spoke to a few people in VATSIM. I don't know how the hierarchy is, where they're working on it. I've not heard anything since. And I do kind of like a monthly, well, I have started just doing now a monthly kind of members group flight where I'll use the network because it'll be a private stream, so hopefully I'll have no issues. But yeah, I'll go back, but at the moment, not in the short-term future, because it is so much easier, especially if flying an aircraft like this, where it's very difficult for me to get my head around it. I just don't want any issues, so yeah, that's it. Hopefully in the near future we'll come back. PD UK, it is always troll-free when you're not in bit, that's it, absolutely. So here we are, getting a little bit higher, a little bit more haze for the sunrise, looking really cool. That's the great thing about the Airbus, I can just go in the cabin and ignore it. Let it do its thing. Speedbird, you need to put the landing lights to retract. Ah, okay. Oh, I guess they're probably still sticking out, are they? There we are. Perfect. Captain Takeoff, in the answer to the video title, probably not. Quite likely. George Douglas just coming in as a member as well. Thank you very much for the membership. Welcome to the channel as a member. I hope you enjoy the members-only content. All work through the members-only Discord. If you are a member of the channel and you having issues with the members-only Discord, the invite is completely automated. You need to synchronise your YouTube with your own Discord account. If you type in Google Discord YouTube synchronisation, tell you how to do it, you'll get your automatic invite. And if you so wish to leave as a member, which is completely fine, I have, obviously some people have different reasons to. If you leave, I think you get a 24-hour grace period before you're booted out of the Discord there, but that's the way it's kind of around there. Alfie Douglas, that's my brother just becoming a member. Oh, surely you can share your account. Barack Salute, you're trying to get Daniel Swift to buy a mug. Please don't feel like you have to buy anything. The Flame, you forgot the predictive wind shear on the weather radar panel. Okay. Oh, there. Let's put that on also. Thank you. Very good. Excellent Airbus first officer. Pilot boy, what's on the menu? Alpaca burgers. We've got what's the vegan option? We've got I don't know. I can't think of a funny name for an alpaca meat-free synonym, but yeah, it's many options today. I'm sitting in a smoky cabin. Jay Schultz, love to climb out of Malaga. It would be interesting to see a Gibraltar, Gatwick or Gibraltar Heathrow. We do need to go to Gibraltar, I think sooner rather than later as well. And I've been saying that for a very long time, a lot of our destinations to be fair. But Gibraltar Street would be pretty cool. So we're doing well. We're going up quite higher. Get rid of that now. Geographically, I'll show you where we're routing today. We're going kind of northbound with the Sierra Nevada mountains. I think we're going pretty much overhead Madrid, definitely going overhead Bilbao. I think our routing then cuts us across kind of north-west coast over the Channel Islands, and then we're going to make an easterly turn over the Channel, left turn, and then Leather City, the Royal Fly, we're flying into on the Thames estuary there. The arrival has loads of constraints in it. London, South London, London airspace is the busiest in the world. It is so much traffic, and you'll find that we have to get quite low quite early because of being, arrivals to Heathrow, one of the busiest airports in the world. London Gatwick's not far away. Stansted Luton, it's very, very busy. And whenever you fly or descend into London, it's incredibly well managed by NATS. It's really impressive how they manage it all, because it's all the communication still done by a radio VHF. I couldn't do it, but it's all done very, very safely with a separation. There's aircraft everywhere. You look out the window on a clear day, you've got an A380 1,000 feet above you. You look right, there's a 767, and there's a 737. Very well done. The Sky's Home, do you think the 737 cockpit is loud? It is loud. You definitely want yourself a noise cancelling headset for sustained duration in there. It's very, very loud. I have no idea about the Airbus. Blackbox 711 has plenty of Airbus tutorials as well. I have heard of him, and I think he's an Airbus guy. There's V1 simulations as well. I think they're the go-to guys at Airbus. Dale 152, the UK makes VFR very hard. Yeah, it's I don't fly. My single engine piston expired years ago, and one of the reasons is it's very expensive in the UK now. Unlike the US and other parts of the world where it's very accessible, it's very difficult here. You don't want to be busting airspace or anything like that in the UK. Andrea, getting my first class 1 medical exam in less than a month. Hopefully I'll pass. Best of luck with that. Fingers crossed for you. And as I've said to people before, when I took my medical, don't get your heart and soul set up on it. I had backup plans if I was ever unable to become a pilot there, so don't be too distraught if for whatever reason you can. Right, so I think here we can get a bit more information about the flight. Progress, I guess. Where do I find like ETAs and stuff like that? Climb, progress data maybe? No. Performance? No. How do I find out like my ETA? Flight plan maybe? Ah, there we go. City. Runway 27, 922 UTC, so that's going to be 2122 UTC, so around 9:30. 957 miles to go, 2.7 tons of fuel. I actually took about 800 kilos extra, so crikey, if I hadn't taken that extra, it would have been a bit tight. Look at that lovely sunrise. It's going to look really cool. Dugawik Tavish, I hope you're doing well as well. Welcome to the chat. Congratulations to Captain Takeoff, very good. Status of Towers online on Iveo, very good. A lot of people ask why don't I try the Iveo network, but from what I understand, there's issues there as well. Even on Pilot Edge too. The people that want to cause issues, if they can do at the moment, they have no issues causing issues. Alex, how did you finance your flight training? Obviously a question that's asked quite a bit, especially if you're an aspiring pilot. For myself personally, I had to get a loan. My parents at the time had to persuade them to secure that loan against their house. I had to work very hard. I finished flight training with a lot of debt, and then I paid that through off the last 4 or 5 years. Yes, I didn't have much disposable income during that period, but it's what I wanted to do. I have no regrets now, obviously, and it's unfortunately quite difficult unless you can get yourself in a cadet scheme. You have to take this path, and I was repaying my flight training loan over the period of 4 or 5 years. Now, a lot of the flight training schools have good relationships with banks with regards to these loans. For example, I went to Oxford Aviation Academy. They had a relationship with BBVA, a Spanish bank, and you only had to start paying the loan off 1 year after finishing your flight training. And if you needed a type rating to be funded, well, they'd happily extend the loan as well because you've got your job there. But yes, a year after your flight training, you'd have to start paying it. Or if you got a job, by the time you get your first pay slip, you had to start paying it back straight away as well. So yes. Anyway, that was a bit elongated, but I know that's a common question asked. How on earth do you fund these sort of things? And my parents looked at me with kind of like crossed eyes, but you know, I proved to them it's what I really wanted to do. And yeah, that's it. Or join the military, Snapshot. Yeah, that's probably the easiest option. Stephen Jacobson, BA's A319 burns that much fuel taking off at London City, pops over to Shannon to fill up again. Yeah, I think to get from London City to New York, that flight it does, it would not be able to take a full load of fuel on there because it will never get off there. Very short runway, means 1,500 metres or so. Chister, can you turn down the cockpit sound a bit? You are too far from the microphone. Yes, I will, because it is very loud here. So I've just turned it down a bit. Let me know how that is, chat. If that's too quiet, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll turn it back up. I'll reset that back to what it was before, because the ToLiss, the BSS sound pack, it plays with all the X-Plane 11 volumes quite a bit, so you can't actually turn it down using the plugin I use. But please let me know in the chat if that's too quiet now. That's much better, says Duke. Perfect, thank you. Alex, I should be starting at CAE in September. Very, very good. That's really good news. I hope you get all the medical and everything sorted. Pito Litto, it's easier to fly the A319 than the 737. Well, for me, no. Positive rate, £2 donation, thank you very much. Good evening, Captain. What is this plane? Absolutely. It's not a 737, that's for sure. We're in the ToLiss A319 today, positive rate. Thank you very much for the donation there. Captain Jane Clough, does this aircraft have a steep approach package? Yes. A lot of people message me on Instagram saying, you can't do this, it's impossible. I know it's impossible without the modifications, but we will try our absolute best. We're quite light. You know, full flap, it should be doable. I think the steep approach package has some modifications allowing the speed brake to deploy on approach. This has some options selected, Florence kit or something, which I think improves your landing performance, shortens your landing rollout. It's very similar, I think, to the short field package option for the 737, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. I'm going to drag it right down. We're going to be level at the platform. I think it's 3,000. We're going to have it dragged out, gear down, full flaps, capture the ILS, with all the drag out to give us the best shot there. Not probably the most efficient way, but I think that's the way they do it in the city anyway. You have to be nice and level, nice and early there. Here comes the sun. You can see it just rising through the haze. All the other Airbus noises. Piffo Liffo, who do you fly for? Very common question asked. Actually, I need to set up Nightbot to say something there. It's something I don't disclose. My operator is well aware that I'm streaming. It can be full approval even. Don't mind me telling you who I work for, but I work for, but I just choose to keep that as a secret myself, just so you don't ask silly questions about the operator. But that's the way it is. It's a European one. There you go. Pilot boy, you'll have to flare that much more and earlier than a normal landing. Yeah, I think so. And they have a touchdown zone which is quite small. It's such a short runway, so trust me, guys. I don't expect to butter this intercity. I'm not going to try to butter. I'm just going to get it right in that touchdown zone later. The high flyer 101 actual airline has lots of delays. Again, I'll not be answering any questions about said operator. And oh, Jack's just walked in, and my partner. How are you doing, Jack? He's coming in. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, he's right off now. Hello. For those of you who are new in the stream, Jack is my Labrador at 5 years old. He's just licking my face now. Good boy. And my partner's in the background as well, thinking, what are you doing? Can you hoover the house? Absolutely. No, well, I'll shut the door. I'm not going to say no to that. I've only told 700 people that as well in the background. I usually have to do the hoovering anyway.
Yeah, like once every 3 years.
Alright, thanks for letting me stream.
See you later.
Go on, Jack, off you go. See you in a bit. The banter continues. I'm going to get a lot of stick on Discord for this, for sure. My goodness. Yes, love the Jack emojis in chat as well. Thank you very much, guys. Fire Wizard, how old are you? I am approaching... Oh no, I'm not meant to be answering that. Very late 20s, let's put it that way. James Warranty is a good friend of mine. Where's his cup of tea, he says. You can message her and tell her where it is. I've got a drink for you as well. Clive Alexander, I was getting worried who Jack was. Yes, that is my dog. Oh dear. Pilot boy, the sunrise view will be much better in Flight Sim 2020. Yeah, probably. I've not used it for a while, but I am very excited to look at that beta. Just got a donation in from Piffo Liffo. Thank you very much. $1.99. This is a weird looking 737. This is the new model 797, he says. Not quite. Thank you very much for the donation nonetheless. Appreciate that. And that was a straight through streamers. Appreciate that. Thank you. Tree fella, Airbus and hoovering. What has it come to? I know. Oh dear. Stuart, thank you very much. Yes, he's made it quite clear. Doesn't talk about his operator. Please stop asking operator-related questions. I can only reiterate what has just been said. Thank you. There we are. So, flight level 380. We're here. I think, unlike how the setup is in the 737, where we have a track-up display, we have a kind of like a, I think it's heading up here. Yeah, this is the, I think the yellow little arrow here is your heading. You've got the wind coming in from the left here, and then we're tracking it. So it's a slightly different outlay or design here. All looking okay. Cruising at Mach decimal 787. That's nice and sprightly. There's a sunrise. So I haven't done a fly past yet. There we are. Superb. Adrian, you can stream as long as you hoover. I'd accept that. Andrew Nielsen, no VATSIM today. Nope, not using that. Daniel Smith, some airlines like the Czech airline Smart Wings do have a heading up display on the 737. Yes, you're right, some do have that option selected. I do prefer the track up display though, because it tells you always which way you're going. I'm sure the Airbus is telling me that. I'm not sure where the information is. There we are. What else can this thing do? So you got all of this stuff here. It's an ECAM, isn't it? This is called an ECAM. So you got engine. Yeah, that's all where I'd expect the stuff to be. Your bleed supply. So coming in from the here. So HV, I guess that's high pressure. IP intermediate pressure. I'm not sure. Like the 73, probably got 2 stages. Tells you where it's coming from. High pressure stage would be at lower thrust settings. PSI 200 degrees. That's typical temperature bleed air. And the packs will be cooling it down. That's really, really cool. And then you got rammer here, APU, pressurization, electrical supplies, hydraulics. So you got green, blue, and yellow. Not system A, system B. Crikey, GPS primary. I don't know what that means. Temperatures, doors, wheels, temperatures, very good. 40 Celsius. Crikey, it was probably from my taxiing actually. I guess if you have an issue, it pops up here. Very cool. Hi champion, what happens if you squawk 7500? Well, if you have a radio failure, that's when I'd advise... sorry, 7500 is hijack. Wouldn't advise doing that for a joke. It's quite serious. Firstly, AT will try and contact you to see if you're okay. They'll ask if the flight deck's secure. That's really important. And then... state, depending on what state you're flying into, they'll have a set of rules depending on what the situation is and what to do. But I should think you'll be intercepted quite quickly. Isaac Hansen, would you switch to flying an Airbus if you in your company if they asked you to? Well, I'd probably want to stay on the 73 because I quite like the routes and stuff. But we only have one aircraft. But the 73, I love the aircraft, so I wouldn't switch an operator to fly an Airbus, for example. Dale 152, what if your transponder and radio fails? Well, you're kind of getting into the sort of lottery winning probability odds there. The chances of a transponder and radio failing simultaneously are extremely unlikely. If then, not sure really, because it's all based around RT communication. I continue to fly probably. Vincent Billard, have you ever used CPDLC in real life? No, but we do have CPDLC at my operator coming quite shortly. Peter Tate, you can push the engine button again to turn the light off, then the ECAM will automatically display the appropriate page for the stage of flight. There you go. Learn something new. That's really cool. There's lots of these little things, which I know about the 73, but I do not know about the Airbus. Lots of these little niggly things. David B. I just found a trick out of me. Absolute fool. £4.99 donation. Thank you. Waiting for the time your partner comes in to lick your face. Thank you very much. It's only thankfully the Jack that does the licking of the face. Appreciate the donation nonetheless. That's very, very kind. Look at this. X-Plane 11's really nailed this. I don't know if that's that with the shadow effects, and I don't know what's fully responsible. It looks really, really, really nice with this X-Vision preset. Sandeep Sitch, with Boeing you're a pilot, with Airbus you're a bus driver or system operator. We all are, to be fair. Looking good. So we're airborne now for 27 minutes. Making very good progress. I should think we're approaching... oh no, we've already flown over Madrid. We're making very good progress. So Bill Bowers here. Probably should have the airports on. Where are we? Maps geographically. We are... Oh, I'm completely disorientated there. I was looking at the waypoint and I thought Morale was south of Madrid, but no. Robadillo's north of Madrid, so yeah, we're still south of Madrid. I was going to say, we made very good progress over north of Madrid already. There you go. You can see a little bit of the wing from the first officer's seat. Oh, crikey, on ToLiss you can actually stick your head outside the cockpit, which is quite useful. I do not recommend that if you ever find yourself in the flight deck of an Airbus or a 737. It'd be very difficult to open a window though. Awesome. Gooseboy coming with a £1.99 donation. Thank you very much. Great stream as always. Hope all is well. Thank you very much there. Gooseboy, all is very, very well in the Flight Deck to Sim household, and really enjoying trying to take this Airbus from Malaga all the way to London City. Retro Robloxians, would you fly the 747 if you could? I'd love to have a go, but I wouldn't switch to any operator or fleet to fly that. Long haul does not. I'm not attracted to long haul at all. Phil Carr, yeah, kind of echoing that. A friend of mine flies a 784BA. He came from a 73. Would that change interest you too? No, as I said, I quite like short haul operating. I do not, or am not attracted by long haul flying. Jordan, what sky text do you use? Well, as you remember, you'll find in the Discord, it's from Richard Auersberg. If you go to the Flight Deck Sim Files section, you'll be able to see the preset for X-Vision, which I'm using. Listerman Mega, glad I could make it. What have I missed? You've missed us getting airborne in the Airbus, which took me best part of 40 minutes. We're just south of Madrid. Probably got another two and a bit hours to go to London City. But so far so good, we're in one piece, that's the important thing. There we are. Del 152, long hauls are boring, yes. I agree, and I'm very much a home person. I like being close to home with my dog, with my partner, all my friends around here, you know. That's, I've got some friends long haul, they kind of enjoy it, but there's some negative extra jet lag as well. Oh, no thanks. Carl Longley, do you like the checklist on the ECAM in the Airbus, or do you prefer the 737 checklist? I really do like this ECAM with all the system switching, and I guess you have some sort of electronic checklist here that comes up. Also, if you have technical issues, I think it runs through it. That I do like. What else I like is the fact, genuinely, that there is a tray table there. I think that's really cool, and the cabin, the cockpit is much larger than the 737. 737 is a really cramped cockpit. Whereas the Airbus ones are all much bigger, much bigger. The short haul kind of like the A320, A319 series compared to the 73 is a far wider aircraft. Captain Takeoff, has anyone ever flown the 737 in control wheel steering? No, I've never used it on the line. Dario K's just donated €2.29. Thank you very much for the donation there. Thanks for the great tutorials. I just bought a mug. Dario, if you did, thank you very, very much, and apologies for missing that there. And I hope you enjoy many a brew from the mug, and thank you very much for the donation as well. That's very, very kind. Thank you. I think now I turn the volume down, you see, in Streamlabs, it's very hard for me to hear the donation ping as well, so I might be missing some donations. So if you did donate, apologies if I missed that there. Just turn this up ever so slightly. There we are. Sarah Street, next stream A380. Oh crikey, I don't think there's a good A380. I know there's a couple of Airbuses. There's a ToLiss and there's also a what do you call it? A Flight Factor. I was told at the time to get the ToLiss one. Probably doesn't have as much systems there, but I've been told it's the one to get there. Cole Sagri again coming in with a very generous donation there, Carl. Thank you very much. You've done it a lot there, that's insane. $32.66, thank you. Can't wait to watch a pro do this. I tried on Friday, there were no survivors. As you told me right at the beginning of the stream. Oh gosh, Carl, that just adds the pressure. I cannot practice or promise, sorry, any buttery landings in London City today, that's for sure. Thank you very much again, Carl, for your ever increasing amount of donations and support. It's very, very generous there. I hope you enjoyed the stream, man. Thank you very much. Burak Uslu, I see CERN, appreciate Stu Walsh, I think that you're obviously answering a different question which I might have missed. Yeah, I didn't realise my Project Fly box is a little bigger. I mean that's smaller than Extreme. But yes, you see the ETA on Project Fly saying 2101. I don't think that's going to be accurate because that's as the bird flies have been led to believe. It says 926 here. I think that's far more accurate with regards to what we're going to be actually getting there, about 925, 930. Captain Takeoff, no, out of your comfort zone, Antonov 225. Maybe quite soon we'll be doing a stream in, what is that aircraft, the Russian one that it's a 3-engine trijet, which I've been, is it the Felis, what is it, Tupolev, Tu-154. I've got a funny feeling we might stream in that quite soon. That will be eye-wateringly difficult though, because it's all in Russian. I think you have an option to select it in English, but yes, we might have a go at that. We'll see. The Tu-154, thanks Jack Aviation, cheers. Very good. There's a right turn over Victor Tango Bravo. Sun is well on its way to rising now. This will be quite loud. Let's have a look at an external view. That's not too bad. Yeah, love the external model. It's really nice. I think it actually looks better on this than the 7.3 personally. Yeah, the performance is good today. There's no clouds. It's sitting 70 frames per second, which is excellent. That's because there's no clouds to generate, thankfully. Carmen words, any advice in here on how to handle turbulence? I know nothing will happen, but it can be very uncomfortable for me. Yeah, it's very common, Carmen words, to be a little bit apprehensive or being scared of turbulence. That's a completely normal reaction. I think it's quite an interesting statistic that goes around that 1 in 3 people don't have necessarily a fear of flying, but they get a little bit nervous, a little bit apprehensive prior to flying. I'll tell you something, guys, well, before I became a pilot, that was me as well. I wasn't a confident passenger. You know, I used to get very nervous until I actually went in a Tiger Moth, an 80-year-old aircraft at the time, 90-year-old now, and I did loop spins, and I found out that if an airplane this old could keep me alive, a modern aircraft could too. Absolutely nothing to worry about. Aviation is incredibly safe. You're going to be absolutely fine. Turbines, you know, the wings jump up and down. I've had some pretty bad turbines in my time, and guess what? I made it on the other side. Nothing to be nervous about. But, if you have any issues like that, you know, drop me a message and I'll give you some advice. There's plenty of advice online there as well. Thank you very much for my Greek friend. Again, you've donated before, and I always forget your name. Thank you so much. I must know Greek. Captain, since you have some time now, could you perhaps show us your pitch, roll, your sensitivity curves? You look and sound great in the bus. Thank you very much. Please, I won't do it now because I don't want to pause the sim or anything and kind of like ruin the immersion, but please drop me a message. I don't know if you're a member on Discord or not, on Facebook, and I will personally look out for that, and I'll send you the screenshot. I don't really think I've changed any of the settings. I've just literally plugged in my Logitech Extreme 3D Pro, set the sensitivity I think to 30% on everything, and that's it. I've not really fiddled with any of that stuff. The way it feels for me in the simulator is pretty good, but I will send you a screenshot nonetheless. But that's a very generous donation. I think it's $20 Canadian, but thank you very much there. I'll try and yeah, please drop me a message and I'll send that to you. Will chase you on. It's the safest form of transport flying. It's absolutely. I think last year again was one of the safest in record as well. Just the Max crash was the only kind of like largest commercial incident caused an issue with the most fatalities. Connor, Maurice, how many flight hours do you have? If you give me 20 seconds, I'll tell you precisely to the nearest minute what my flying experience is, because I'm opening my electronic logbook on my other laptop. To date, actual flight time, 4,354 hours and 16 minutes. Time as an instructor, 1,156 hours. That's time instructing in a full motion level D simulator, or we call a fixed base training sim device. Night hours, 929 hours. Time as pilot and commander, 663 hours. Co-pilot, 2,993 hours. As I said, I went off for a couple of weeks. I'll give you the statistics. It can give you this electronic logbook is quite incredible. You can even find out how much fuel you've burned, how many passengers you carried, where's the how many times to the moon and back. That's always quite interesting. I must post this. It'd be quite cool to see. Total distance flown. There we go. I've flown 64 times around the globe and 3 times to the moon and back. There we go. Which is a total distance of 1,380,000 nautical miles, and I've done to date flights. This includes my first ever flight in a Cessna 150, 1,891 sectors or flights, individual flights. That's all the interesting statistics you can find there, which is pretty cool. There we are. So now we're flying over Madrid. There's Remadelio. There's Madrid. You can see 3-2 and runway 36. It's a very busy airport. I do not enjoy flying into Madrid, if I'm perfectly honest. Moral PL, the wind in London City is 220 at 15 gusting 27. I flipping hope not. No. Don't think it's forecast to be that bad. No, I've got 240 at 7 knots here. I'm far like to deal with that. Volprick, one of my members, coming in with a donation. Thank you very much for that. Do you ever get nauseous during severe turbulence, he asked. I've not really ever experienced what I'd call severe turbulence. Severe turbulence is, you know, really aircraft is struggling to maintain altitude, airspeed. You know, objects will be thrown around the cabin if not secure. Very bad. I've never really felt super nauseous. You know, I tell you what, it's very different when you're sat in the seat in the cabin, in the cockpit of flight. It's very different to say being in the back. And I think one of the aspects, and I think a lot of my colleagues will stand by in agreeing with me, if you're not in control, you sort of feel a little bit more nauseous. I remember we went on holiday a couple of years ago, and we're on a 777, and it was pretty bumpy going there, and I was thinking, what are they doing? I hope they're doing it all correctly. Of course they are, but I'm quite a nervous passenger, let's say, and I did feel a bit iffy then, but no, never in the flight deck have I felt nauseous from turbulence at all. But just the sensation. I remember being in the jump seat once. We sat here, and when you do the circuit training, you can be a safety pilot. I was sat there, and that could be quite nauseous. A lot of people suffer from nausea from that, including myself. But I always asked if someone else could do it. And usually they did, and they never rostered to me because I said, "Please put me on a different flight, please." But yeah, it's a completely normal human reaction. If you feel like that, it's nothing weird, nothing unusual. It's completely human. Daniel Smith, you're about to turn final into Prague, runway 24. I could have guessed that. You love flying into there. Russell Campbell, do you miss VFR flying? Yes, I think a small part of me, I say small, a big part of me does miss that freedom. There's no freedom in commercial flying. It's you're operating the aircraft as per SOP for your operator, and that's what you're paid to do. And that's what we do every day, and that's the way it is. I do miss the ability to just take off, land, go wherever you like to. But it's very expensive now, and I fly enough hours in a year to actually, at the end of the season go, I like a little break from an aeroplane for a short while then. But yeah, part of me does miss it. Burakusli, please enable credit card donations. Well, it's very kind, Burak. I don't expect any donations from any members, and B, I have no idea how to do that, but there's no need for yourself personally, but thank you. Connor, Maurice, have you ever hit a bird? Yes. I've had a few bird strikes. Actually, as a captain, I've been a captain now for nearly a year. I haven't had a single bird strike as a captain, which is quite unusual. So on average, you probably get 2 or 3 a year. But once as a first officer, we landed in Lanzarote, and we had multiple bird strikes and an engine ingestion too. One went through a core ingestion. We were completely grounded. They actually cancelled the flights. They put the passengers on a rescue aircraft, but we overnighted because there wasn't enough room on the aircraft to take us back. So we overnighted and then jump seated back on the next day. But yeah, it didn't cause any damage, but because you had core ingestion, they have to do some kind of borosmoke inspection of the core to make sure there's no damage, which requires a lot of extra inspection. David Larson coming over 100 Swedish krona donation. That's very generous, David. Thank you very much. Nothing special to say. Just keep up the good work and say hello to Jack from us. Well, thank you very much, David. I'm guessing you're a member. I've got quite a few members now, so I sometimes forget who's who there. And if you are, David, thank you very much. And if you're not, why don't you become a member? No, I'm joking. But thank you very much. I will send my regards to Jack on your behalf. That's a very kind donation. Thank you. So yeah, sorry, this stream isn't as educational. Perhaps I'm not talking about the aircraft, having a bit more of a chit chat than usual. But this is the Airbus way. I'm just letting it do its thing. And obviously, as we get close to the city, it'll be quite interesting as we set it up and have a little play of getting things done. In about 15-20 minutes, I will take a quick 5-minute break just to top up my drinks bottle and get refreshed for the approach and descent there. I'll probably go off at about 7:45 local time, so in 15 minutes, just for 5 minutes, catch a breather. And then, yes, then the excitement will begin as we get closer. Member indeed, yeah, I can now see, David, so when you donate, does it come in? Cheerio, anyway, thank you very much, David. Mike 1055, have you ever played some War Thunder? I've actually considered, as you well know, a couple of months ago I did a Apex Legends stream. I've been so busy outside, I haven't had a chance to do anything there, and I thought War Thunder would be a little bit more apt for the channel, but it's changed a lot since then. I need to set up my joystick. War Thunder, do most people use a mouse and keyboard to play that now? I've absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea, but I need to get that set up and might perhaps do some chilled out streams with that. We'll see. Conor Maurice, what happens if you open your landing gear doing 500 miles an hour? Well, in the 7.3, as long as you're below, I think it's about decimal 82 in the top of my head, you've got a placard there, it's not an issue. Do you have speeds here for gear extension? I don't know about the Airbus, but the gear you put down quite high speeds. 500 miles an hour, you know, you're talking about indicated airspeeds a little different to true airspeed at higher altitude, but you wouldn't want to unless you know, perhaps a fire. If you had a fire warning in the wheel well, you would need to lower the gear, so just drop below the speed that's required and then drop the gear, you should have no issues. Another donation coming in from Hubble Flight. Thank you very much, £10. Thank you for all your streams to date and the time and effort you put into this amazing channel. Well, that's very kind, Hubble Flight, and I can see your star as well. That's very, very generous of you. I'm glad you enjoyed the content. It's my absolute pleasure doing this. I really do genuinely get excited about this, and I'm trying at the moment to hopefully get a stream done every Sunday until I get back to work. Sunday is the sort of day. I try and do them at the weekend when I can, because that's when more of you can actually see it, because they have work, school, maybe a few odd evening streams in the UK as well. Yeah, I enjoyed making the latest tutorial on the engine bleeds off takeoff. My editing's a little bit better than it used to be, but yeah, we'll get a bit more content put out before I go back to work. We'll see what's happening. The good thing is I don't have to commute weekly to my old base anymore. I'm now based at home. I will have the odd week out of base, of course, so there might be some gaps between when I have streams, but we'll see what the year brings. Ramos Games, is X-Plane 11 realistic? I think as of today, as of right now, it is still the most realistic simulator you can get, with the way it simulates flight and with some of the quality of the add-ons. It's the only simulator I use at the moment. I've just had a mug purchase from Burak Usalo, who's trying to get his credit cards connected. Merch something, I cannot read that flipping comment. Guys, I'm hoping to move house in a few months' time, and I'm going to have a new setup. We're going to have 2 monitors. I've got a cheap 70 quid monitor here. I have to split between the screens to look at messages. And I just don't have the room on the desk there. But thank you very much, Burak. I missed your comment, but thank you very much for the love there. Very, very kind. Dare 152, when applying for an airline job, do you get an option for a preferred base? Yes, you do, depending on they'll have some sort of transfer waiting list. I had to wait about a year to get my base, for example, but many operators, including my own, do their best to try and accommodate you. Initially they can't, and they have to put you somewhere. I've been quite lucky. I didn't have to wait as long as I thought I'd have to get to my home base. But yes, when I first joined my operator, I was based the other side of Europe for a year, but that's just part and parcel with the job if you want to be working for certain operators in Europe. And I accepted that, and you have to be able to accept that as well. And just on that topic, if you are thinking of becoming a pilot, or you're perhaps finished, just get your application everywhere. I applied to airlines the other side of the world, Lion Air. Didn't care that time. I just wanted to get those hours in to get back to Europe. Just be prepared to go over. Europe's a little bit saturated, the market at the moment. There's quite a few pilots with Tommy Cook going just a few months ago. The MAX has obviously caused a lot of issues because a lot of aircraft had the MAX or had the order of the MAX, and they were trying to fulfill flights with that. So there's a few. The market's a little bit more saturated than it was maybe 2-3 years ago, but it will improve, and there's a lot of opportunities out there. Oh look, I think we just flew over a VOR, which Domingo was that? Oh no, that's 57 miles away. We flew over something because the needle just swam around. I'm not sure what that was. But Bilbao, that's the north coast of Spain. And you can see here's the coastline. Making excellent progress today. Perfect. No, try the Middle East. They are dying to get pilots, I know. Middle East is a good start too. Edgort, do you ever fly the 737 in control wheel steering? Like how the Airbus works? Is there a point to this in day-to-day operation? Great stream tonight, despite it being an Airbus. Thank you very much, Ed. I've never used control wheel steering in the real aircraft. It's sort of used in kind of very heavy turbulence where you can just hold your attitude. That's sort of kind of like an only operational example I can think of it. Otherwise, yeah, we just use the autopilot. Or the great thing about Boeing, when you disconnect the autopilot, you hold the control column and the thruster, you're flying it. You've got a trimmer, you pitch down, it pitches down, there's nothing artificial in between. So that's one of the great reasons I love that aircraft. Norbert, can you turn the sim down a tad? Absolutely. I did turn it up slightly more to hear the donations, but I've just turned that back down again. It just means I might miss the donation bell. If you donate, I must apologise if I missed that. I keep checking to see anyway. Charlie Checklist, you've just became a subscriber. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And talking about subscribers, likes, really appreciate the thumbs up on the videos. I've already got, I had 7 dislikes to begin this stream. I have absolutely no idea why. I usually get a couple, which are probably the same people each time. I usually find when I put a stream up, I get a dislike within 5 minutes. That's probably someone getting notified who does not like me. But yes, really appreciate that if you smash that thumbs up button and get this to a few more likes. Well, 607 people watching, it could be 607 potential likes. But that allows it to get out to as many people as possible. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Dale152, a 2XL73700 flew over last night. Very cool. That is who I represent when I'm flying. 2XL Airways, broadsword, the cool sign. James MP, absolutely. Probably. Will Shape 1, they're just trolls, I wouldn't worry. I don't worry, but just a bit annoying, you know. Paint Loris, probably conspiracy people who dislike chemtrails, probably. Oh, I remember a year ago, one of my earlier streams, we had some flat earthers here. We had a couple of flat earthers talking here about how there's been conspiracy and stuff. Oh dear. Norbert, you were timed out, but no idea. Sorry about that, because it can be very strict sometimes with the words you're using. Josh, how much roll input would you use on a 737 prior to landing? Well, it's not really use as much as you need, really. Just keep the wings level during the flare. If it's gusty, windy, just put the input in you need to keep the wings level. Pate Laros agreed. Tree fella, I hope you're joking. Oh dear. Right, I would have a play with this thing now. I want to try and get a direct because approaching Bilbao, that's the boundary, the FIR boundary, or approach Belen, I think it is the FIR boundary between Spain and France. And I want to give myself a deck. So if ATC sent broadsword 0 on route direct to Mokor, you know, how would I do that? Let's have a play here. Because in the 7-3 you just find Mokor, line select key, 1 left done. But that doesn't work here. Ah, direct to. Well, I want to move to Mokor. So do I have to type that out? Mike Oscar Kilo Oscar Romeo. Direct to Mike Oscar Kilo Oscar Romeo. Insert. Oh, easy. No problem at all. Oh, I could confidently jump into this aircraft and land it, no problem. Yeah, right. Page down key. Oh, I guess if I scroll down, I'd find more. Direct. Ah, of course. Oh, easy. No problem. Right, well, another thing I like to do is actually climb up, because we're quite light today. You'd be typically on even flight levels on this sector. I want to step up to 3.9. How can you do that? Is it just wind... Oh my gosh, sorry about that. Do I just wind in 390 and then pull this out or push it in? Or do I do it in the FMC? Or whatever you call this thing. No idea. I'll keep an eye out for the comments. You can also scroll down. Thanks for that. I missed. And Nightbot is really strict. Yeah, it is, Carl. I need to have a look at some of the words that it's prohibited to use. Just put 390 in the MCP and press in. All right, let's do that. Let's imagine non-standard being told to climb flight level 390, and then just it's a push, isn't it? Push, push. Ah, easy, easy. No problem at all. And up we go. Yes, that's the one thing I learned. List them in. Pull, take authority, push, give authority. Pull it if you want to do something else. PewDiePie, everyone who's here, I don't think you're the genuine one. Bye-bye. I'd be quite surprised if he jumps in here. There we are, climbing up to non-standard 390. New cruise altitude 390, splendid. Where's our top of descent then? How do I work that out? You have to opposite, isn't it? Top of descent 8:45 Zulu, and it's now 7:41. Still another hour. It was a slightly longer flight than I'd actually usually stream, but I actually wanted to just go off from where we left off, which was Malaga. We started off in Malaga. Oh no, we ended up in Malaga on our last live stream. It's nice to be a continuation. We just then go to another city. Conor Maurice, what is your runaway trim procedure? Just curious. Well, that's a memory item for the 737. Essentially, you disconnect the autopilot auto throttle and try and find it pitched down. You can't trim at the moment, but then move the stab trim cutout switches to cutouts. Hopefully that'll kill it, and then you won't have to do anything else. If it's still running away, you actually physically grasp the trim wheel in the 737, and that should stop the wheel. I hope it does anyway. Quite a nasty one, that is. Seeing the sim a lot of times, you have to be quite quick to react, otherwise it'll start climbing very quickly or descending very quickly. Josh, what is the difference between the NADP1 and the NADP2 departures? I have a tutorial on that, Josh, which I will send you now. I'm just opening up on another tab. It was done in the PMDG a while back, and that will show you the difference between the two. Talks about NADP, what it is, which you might find interesting. I recorded that in 2017, believe it or not, nearly 3 years ago. Crikey. So yes, that is my NADP noise abatement procedure, Josh, which you might find interesting. Sun's rising nicely. There is the, not quite the coastline. Looking good. Crunchiness, do you have the link for your livery for the ToLiss A319? I do, here it comes. That was made by Jacob Rass, who very kindly allowed me to redistribute it to anyone that wants it there. Andrea Ferrari, how physically strong do you have to be a pilot? You don't have to be super strong, but certainly when you're flying this in the simulator, it doesn't really replicate what you'd be doing on a day-to-day basis when you're doing things like steep turns continuously. It's going to be a bit heavy, flying around out of trim as well. James MP, would you like to fly the 747 supertanker? tackling wildfires. I'd love to have a go at doing that on a day-to-day basis, but yeah, someone who's gave me that opportunity, jump at it straight away. Right. So that is built about. I don't know if the Airbus guys usually have the airports selected on the EFIS. Goose Boy walked my dog around East Midlands Airport earlier today and saw a 777 land. Strange to see the heavies up there. Yeah, during the day, but during the night, all the big boys are at East Midlands. It's I think it's the second busiest cargo airport in the UK behind Heathrow. Huge operation at night with cargo aircraft. List them in. The sounds of this plane are amazing. They are really nice. This is the BSS sound pack. Again, the link for that is in the video description below. PL Bad, which preset do you use at X-Vision? This is a custom-made preset by Richard Hausberg, one of the members. Who he uses it. Prerequisite, you can take a shower and dry over your flight deck to sim. Towel, Captain. Logic Z ETA, I think your ETA is here. 9:26 UTC, so 21:96. 12 hours behind live time and sim at the moment. We'll call it 21:30. So it's going to be another hour and 30 minutes. Yeah, this ETA up here isn't that accurate. It just looks at your position as the crow flies in a straight line. So we're going to our routing today. It's going to take us all over the place. Yeah, nice bit of ortho there. Oops, no, I'm trying to type stuff there. Charlie. London City. We're going to need the Neville 1 Charlie. And then we're going to need the Lavno 1 Golf transition. We're going to need ILS 27. This all out for later, and then we're going to need the airport here. There we are. The briefing talks about how you have to have special qualification, specially authorised aircraft at Category C. Of course, we have all authorisation at Flight 86 Airways or Alpaca Airways for every approach ever. Special dispensation. Firoz Khan, hats off to Flight Simi, is providing a wide knowledge of flying absolutely for free. Much appreciated. Firoz, very, very kind message. Thank you. Logic Z, what is the most cost-effective way of obtaining your license? You'll probably want to, as Snapshot suggested earlier, one of the members, you want to join the military. But if you're doing commercially, look at the modular flight training routes. The modular allows you to do it in stages. At your own free will, you can do the exams at one point, you can have a job at the same time. It's can be quite difficult, can be quite committed, but it's certainly the cheapest way to get your license. George's FS Videos. Hello, are you allowed to say which airline you fly for? I could quite happily say, but something I just wish to keep to myself. Heffa, are you going to go online? VATSIM, not today. Barak Kusalatal merch is waiting for you on the short final, Captain Barak. I know you're asking if you're going to accept credit cards. I bet if you go and buy a towel at 500 feet, I'm going to get a little bit excited. Oh dear. Timing, is this the ToLiss A319? It is. Connor Maurice, good question. Would you rather put the plane down on a calm lake or a farm field? Cool, that's a good question. If the lake was... It really depends, you know. If it's a lake in the middle of absolutely nowhere, with no signs of any habitation or human life, probably not. Probably going to put it in a field, but then I think think the water's going to be a better option? That's a really good question. Like, we practice ditching kind of every 3 years. At my operator comes around in the training, and it's all done in the sea. We don't actually look at ditching on the field, and that'd be a really interesting one. I think a water landing is going to be probably the best option. But I'm going to look at other factors in my network. You know, where we fly in Europe all the time. If the engine goes pop, mainland Europe, you've got to probably find a runway that you can land on. If you're on a runway, maybe something that's disused, agency will give you all the assistance with regards to that. If I had no choice, probably the lake. But if there was a lake in the middle of nowhere, you know, which is, so you've got to think about like survivability and all these sort of crazy situations. But yeah, somewhere that's built up from there. No, that's the answer to that. It wasn't it. Second. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that, guys. I just got a quick question coming in from someone disregarding the stream there as well, but that was something that needed to be answered. Listen a minute. Additionally, when ditching into land, would you put the gear down? No, gear up. You would not want to put your wheels down if you were landing on a soft surface, only if it was a hard surface, like a runway, ideally. Right, so we just crossed the coastline of Spain. There we are. Right over the top of Bilbao. There is the port of Bilbao. There we are. I've actually been there myself, I think that's the port. Yes, it is. I even remember that long strip there. We're making good progress. And now flying over the Bay of Biscay for the next hour or so. And what is time? Time's now 7:53. I said I was going to take a break at 45. What I am going to do, guys, is just take take a quick break just to get my breath back, get a drink, and I'll come back just prior to 8 o'clock local time here in the UK. Just prior to that, just a massive thanks to Nuki CZE, who did comment earlier as well. They just donated £10. That's most generous. Thank you. Nubik, sorry. I've become a member today and just want to add a little tip for all your videos I've watched. Well, good work, keep it up. Well, firstly, thanks for becoming a member. Funny thing, I might have missed that. And secondly, that tip is certainly the members. They always donate, and I do not expect anything from those guys. But I hope you enjoy the membership anyway. You get everything out of it that you want, and enjoy the experience. But thank you again for the donation on top of that. That's very, very kind. Thank you. Mark Sealand, just before I go, briefly donating as well. 5 Hungarian flying, I think. Enter the exit. Cool, you're flying again the Airbus. Well, thank you very much. Yes, it is pretty cool. I'm enjoying it. I won't be enjoying it in about an hour. Well, I'm going to go hopelessly wrong, but we'll see what happens. Thank you very much there for the donation. That's very, very kind. Right, yeah, just bear with me, guys. I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break, and I'll be back at around 8 o'clock time in the UK, so in about 5-6 minutes. I'll see you shortly. Thank you. Thanks a lot for that, guys. All back and refreshed, ready for the sort of the well, last part of the stream. Really, we're halfway on our way to London City in the flight. Airborne for 1 hour 11 minutes. I think we've got another hour 10 to go, and yeah, we'll have a little chat in the chat box for a little longer, and then we'll take a look at the approach into City. I'll talk about some of the aspects of it from an educational perspective. You know, this sort of approach is unusually steep, far steeper than I've actually ever flown. But we'll talk about some of the challenging aspects of this approach, how you can perhaps manage it in this. It'll be quite cool maybe in the future. You know, we'll go back to City and I'll try it in the Zebo mod. You can do it. I've tried it empty. It's doable, only just. But we can have a look at that. Yeah, there's stream much later on in the future. We'll return. We've got the Orbex scenery there anyway. William Poe, what are your frames per second right now? It's 63 frames per second, which is running very smoothly today, which is great to see. Now, I've not changed anything, but I think the Excision preset might be helping. But as I'm over the sea as well, there's no tiles to load off Ortho 4XP off the external drive, so I think that helps too. Marcus, would be really funny if you got an engine out whilst you were gone. It would be funny from a stream perspective, but if I had to go to the toilet in the cruise at work and I realised the engine gone, I would be best pleased. Goose will try and calm, but it's very hard, as you probably know. Is that snapshot? I smoked the giving up smoking. I smoked the occasional cigarette, but it's been a problem for me. Yes, I used to smoke, believe it or not. Might come as a shock of you. It was a bit of a shock, but I've quit that all some time ago. Jack Aviation, have you fixed your funny Orbex overlay issue? No, I haven't. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go too much into detail about it. I bought the Orbex London City scenery. It is really, really nice, but a lot of their products are only designed to work with their existing other scenery, so it doesn't merge very well with the default scenery or your ortho tile. You get this different transition of colour. I wish they had an option where you didn't have that. You can just merge there nicely. And again, for some reason, I was actually told on the Orbex forums, I didn't post it there, it's just you need to get. They basically said you have to have the southeast London section to make it work. The default Orbex London City runway doesn't work properly. You know, there's a bit of a shim. I'll show it to you after we land. Where it doesn't quite merge, but you won't notice it. It's still a very nice airport, and I'd still say it's worth getting. But only really works, I guess, with and looks really nice with the southeast area. They have that southeast London area, don't they, UK. Gooseboy, flight distant, you missed Nightbot telling me off for using the UK terminology of a cigarette. Tell him or her I'm sorry. Gooseboy, I get you now. Yes, I've basically, what I did when I had Nightbot, you can type in, like on Google, like a list of all the profanities. I literally just copied and pasted it. There's quite a few words there which are perhaps not, you know, not exactly profanity, and I should think that word you're referring to has come up, but I'll get rid of it. I'm sure most people would like to refer to a cigarette as a fag. Daniel Swift, my god, London is packed. Looking at the Project Fly map, yes, I should think that seems quite busy tonight, being a Sunday, but yes, off the network for the at least the short term. Kevin Stevenson, you're back. Welcome back to the stream. I hope you had a good break or dinner or whatever you did or wherever you are. Santiago Monte, are we going to crash? No, I hope not anyway. Again, we'll respect the stabilised approach criteria to City, ignoring the fact that typically the maximum rate of descent we allow is 1,000 feet per minute. Impossible in London City. You need to maintain a descent rate around 1,300 feet per minute to stay on the profile. So otherwise, I'll try everything else. Pappies need to have at least 3 whites, 3 reds, nothing else. Speeds where it should be. All the rest of it. Stuart Walsh, Stuart, can I just say thank you very much for all of your input and assistance. You might have noticed in the chat a few of the members I assigned as moderators. Now, to any of my existing members, don't feel like I've left you out at all. Most of these people actually contacted me saying I'd happily be a moderator. Other people I've known for quite a while in the Discord, they've usually, you know, they've been a member for at least 12 months or so, so they've kind of like they've been assigned that role. But I might assign a few other members of the channel. Certainly people I talk to or know on a personal basis. But members, please don't feel offended. It certainly filters out a lot of the I'm going to say a word. I don't swear during streams, as you well know, because many people of many ages can watch this, but gets rid of a lot of the codswallop, should we say. That's a good word to look up if you're not English, codswallop. Vic says hi, hello to you as well. Brendan, I'm sorry. Daniel Swift, Bronze on 01, London City is packed, we demand you divert to another airport. Tim, yeah, I think Tim, sorry. Tim, I think that you're definitely, I've even done it now, Tim, there you go. Cool. Right, so, how are we getting on top of descent? Right, we've really spent a lot of time away from this thing. I'm very much amongst the thinking that I'm going to let this thing do its thing. I know there's different descents. You've got this managed descent, which all I'm going to do is leave it in that and try and let it do its thing. But I think I need to put some restrictions in from the flight level. So I think, even though we've got a while, I'm trying to find out where our top of descent is, by the way. Where's that flight plan, maybe? Top of descent 8:43, and we're 8:08, so we're still a good 30-40 minutes away. MCDU, not FMC. That's what I keep calling it. Oh, I have no idea. There we go. Top of descent. Right. I want to try and put some restrictions in here. Make sure it's all working correctly. Check step for everything. Make sure we're happy. We'll try and get this done as early as possible, so that way when we get closer we can just let it do its thing. So I'm just getting the tutorial I'm following. Access date, setting up for the approach, descent preparation, there we go. So start preparing descent 10 minutes before. We're going to start doing that now. And go from there. Oh, snapshot of wait to enter descent, wait until top of descent, and then perform the following actions. Descent data entered. Oh, this looks very complex. You can see the meta for your arrival in the ToLiss. Destination meta. I can't see anything there. It says you can see the meta. Oh, I think I'll just have to punch it in all manually. Close that. The performance button to access the performance page, right? Perf. Cost index 30. Ooh, don't activate approach phase yet. Press line select key for the next phase. Until you get to approach. Approach, right, let's put this in. So, enter the QNH. Well, the QNH right now in London City is 1021. Temperature, this is the outside air temperature, I guess, it's 9 degrees, so even though the sun is rising in the simulator, we're using real world weather, so it should match the meta. Magnetic wind, is this the wind reported at the airport? Yes, 2407. Transition level, we need a chart for that. By ATC. Okay, well 6,000 usually, so put 70 in, or 70 is fine. Right, MDA, let's have a look here. Well, it's going to be a D8. Now, I think this is slightly different on the Airbus. I think you literally put in your height above the ground here, because it's a decision height. So DH, I think we're going to have to go with the figure in the brackets here, because it doesn't work off the altitude. MDA's parity H is RA, don't forget. So I think, but DH, you're going to use this right figure, I think, for category C. 611, I think. Please correct me in chat if I'm wrong. But Usually we'd set that which is a barrow altitude based off the altimeter, but it's asking for a decision height in here. MDA would be minimum set altitude. I guess that's the same for the 27. So should I put, I think I should put 630 in the MDA. Is that right? 630 in the MDA? I'm going to put that. Please tell me if I've done that wrong. Because it is a minimum. It's not an MDA technically because it's an ILS, but just put the MDA. It's the bold one. Yeah, well, usually that's what we'd set. But an MDA technically is for a non-precision approach. But, full, we want full. We've got our approach speed, so this is the minimum approach speed, or VREF. That would be VREF in the 73, or VLS, whatever that stands for. And then this is VREF plus 5, your standard approach correction. So 125, I'm going to make a note of that. 125 knots, so that's our target speed of approach. What else do I need to do? Go to the flight plan and scroll to the top descent waypoint. Right. Click on, if you press the light in wind request. I'm having a good read of this, guys, excuse me. Descent wind at Anglo. Access wind data. Wind request. I think I'm too far out. It says I need to be doing 60 miles to get this information, so I have no idea how else to put the descent winds in. Right, now we'll do that later then. Right, now I want to put in the constraints. We'll check the constraints are all there. So this is the arrival. Donation coming in from Mark. Oh no, Seaman, I missed yours there. Oh, this is so slow to update, but got your chat there. Sparky List, thank you. Donated 5 Hungarian Flying. Hi Flight XM, can you tell me the 2 simple airports or as a simple route to train, sit, starts, approaches and all that stuff? More boats for Jack. Well, thank you very much, Sparky List. 2 simple airports, a simple route you could do. So you might want something which has all the sit and starts connected with transitions. Why don't you go from somewhere in Europe to Alicante? That's an airport familiar with me. I only say that because it's a nice route to do. And if you do a star to Aneto, and then do an Aneto transition, it'll all join together, do a nice arc. That would be a nice one to practice. But yeah, practice makes perfect. There's lots of routes you can practice, but fly to Alicante. That's going to be a cool one to practice. Nice simple transition onto an ILS. One of my favourite destinations it is. But yeah, thank you very much for the donation there. So what was I going to do? The ILS. Oh yeah, we're going to check the constraints. So here's the arrival. It's going to start at Neville, and we're going to be at flight level 220. Neville. Now that's saying 254, so I need to put this constraint in because I want to follow this all as per arrival. Descent planning. Neville 1 Charlie, 220 by Neville. I know it's only us in the simulator, and if you're flying into London like this, I'd punch all this in and then confirm with ATC. Is there a restriction at Neville? Is there a restriction at Biggin? And then advise you yes, no. But let's fly it as we would do. So 254. How on earth do I put a restriction in? So slash. This is what I do in the. This is what I do in the 737. I hope that doesn't work. Oh, constraint. Maybe I put it there. Look, 22. 22,000. It was 22, wasn't it? It was 220 out constraint. Oh, easy. 220. Constraints in. So it's annoying that you can't put slash 220 like in the 737. Neville to Ospol. And Ospol to Nev2, flight level 140 at Nev2. That's already in there, correct? 140. Then go to Sussex at 140, 274 knots. That's good. And then we want to go to OCFAP. Speed limit point, yeah, that's correct. That's going to be the 250 knots at OCFAP. That's correctly coded. And from OCFAP to Godlu, flight level 100 at 210 knots. Perfect. So that's all coded correctly. Now from Godlu, oh no, I didn't want to close that. Sorry, God damn it. Charlie. That's really annoying because it's now at the end of the thing. Never mind. So from Godlu, we're going to go to Elmiv. Elmiv, flight level 100. That's correct, at 210 knots. So we're going to come nice and slow in here. I might speed it up if we're running out of time. It should be good tonight. Elmiv to Razfa. Where are we going? Oh, it wants us to go up here. I'm not going to do that. I want to cut this off. So I want to go Elmiv to Ravsa. Yeah, I don't want to go around here. That's like a delayed arc, perhaps. Instead of holding, they just stick you in this direction. But yeah, let's go Elmiv to Ravsa. How on earth do I do this? Oh no, gosh. Right. So I said next waypoint. Maybe if I go... Oh, god damn it. Elmiv. If I click Elmiv, next waypoint, if I type in Ravsa there, again, there's probably a far more efficient way of doing this. Oh god, why is that yellow? Is that correct? Elmiv Ravsa? Oh crikey. Don't feel like I want to execute this. Elmiv Ravsa, surely. Temporary insert. Elmiv Ravsa, then Gagby. I think I've done it. Oh, look at this. Erase, no. The chat, I've only just started looking at the chat. Oh no. Have I screwed this up? Oh dear. Yellow just means temporary flight plan. Look look at the chat. Set your transponder to 7700. Erase. Lord, have I completely screwed this up? Elmiv Ravsa, it looks good to me. How do I plan? There we go. So what do you, I think these little dots are speed limit points, but that looks good to me. We've got the... No, I can do this now, can't I? We've got Godlu, Elmiv, Rasfa. That looks good to me. So, is the way I've done it basically incorrect, or something else hasn't worked? Elmiv, Rasfa, looks like the chart. Rasfa at 6,000, 6,000's there, 210 knots, 6,000 at Gagby. Then going to locator 7 at 4,000. That's coded correctly. I think we're good. Top do. Max 210, top do 210. Decel, that's going to be for the approach. Lavno, 3,000 feet, max 185 knots. We're good, guys. That looks okay. Oh, I was getting a bit nervous there. Lavno, we're going to level off at, I think, 3,000. We could go down to 2. Coded to go down to 2,000 at Fox 27, but that's already on the ILS, I think. So I think what we'll do, we're going to maintain 3,000. We're going to capture the glide slope here, and this is to show you how high you are. Usually you're typically at 10 miles at 3,000 feet when you enter the ILS. Look at that, 5 miles away, 3,000 feet, you're on profile. That is insane. That is insane how steep that is. Right, I think we're coded correctly. So, Stuart Walsh, not an Airbus expert by any means, but intuitively that seems like it would be the way to do it. We'll have a look. Yeah, maybe there was a better way of doing it, but I think it's worked. So, let's have a look at this ILS. You're happy with the routing, guys? We're going to be coming in on the start of Godlu. We're going to then let let Airbus FMC Magic do its thing. Go via 6,000, 6,000, 4,000. We'll step down as per the procedure. We'll level off at 3,000, and prior to glide slope capture, I'm going to get it all dragged out, gear flaps, the whole lot, and then we'll capture here. We'll capture the glide slope dirty. Down we go to the minimums, which we've set. Look at that, 5.5 degrees. 630. Go around is probably likely to stay straight ahead to 2,000 feet. If we go around, I'm finished. I have absolutely no idea what we're going to do. We'll see. Glide straight to 2,000. 5 dB right turn back to beacon. I guess I don't need to tune this. 322. I guess Airbus has done it for me. We'll see. Right, you can see it only for aircraft certified to carry out approaches at 5.5 degrees. Airbus A319 probably isn't. The Broadsword, Flydex, Alpaca Airways Airlines has full approval for all approaches. Missed approach climate gradient standard 2.5%. There, that's it. Runway then, very short. 1,500 metres, are you joking? That's not even beyond the threshold. Glide slope, oh, look at that, 1,300 metres, that is so short. Oh my god. I mean, the shortest runway we land on our network is about 1,600, and it's like captain's only, really, really strict and stuff. This is another 300 metres less, and at 5.5 degrees. talk about descent rates. What was our approach speed? 125 knots. Okay, we can have a rough idea of what our rate of descent's going to be. 120. Look, it's at 1,170 feet, so we're going to be able to doing around 1,200 feet per minute just to maintain the glide slope there. Auto brake max. Yeah, I'm going to set that now. Definitely auto brake max. How do I do that? Is it max? Why is it not? Why is it not letting me select that? Let's go medium. Do I have to press a button down to select max, like an extra safety feature? Because on the auto brake on a 737 to select max, you have to lift the switch out to be able to set it there. Mach 66 minutes set the auto brake to insane. Push the button. You cannot select max, Mo says. Well, it didn't let me select it, so we'll go medium, full reverse, speed brake will be hard. Brake fans, definitely will need those. Right, so I think we're happy with what we're going to do. Aircraft is loaded in. A bit of a gnarly tailwind coming in there. 81 knots, excellent. We're good. There's Brest, Lima Foxtrot Romeo Sierra. Flown into there long time ago. Rennes, La Rochelle. Looking good. So we're cutting across there, and I'm guessing that little white arrow is my top descent point. Looking okay, guys. Right, if I've missed anything, let me know. Yes, Jake. Very funny. But it is the name of the city. Rennes, Nantes. No, Nantes. Did I say Brest? No, Brest's up here. I'm getting my geography all over. Nantes Airport, Brest's up there. Rennes. And our route is going to take us all the way here over the channel and then back round on itself. And then we're good. Laurie, it's recommended to have CSTR enabled. What is that? What is that? I don't even know what that is. I know I have to turn that on when I get closer. Localizer scales. ADF1. Oh, yeah, 322. I think that's got that in for the approach already. It was 322, I think. Airports. 322. Oh, Airbus just does absolutely everything for you. Nothing you need to do. Select on EFIS. Oh, this. What does that do then? CSTR. What does that do? Constraints. Ah, okay. Ah, got you. Shows you constraints. Cool. Well, we'll leave that on. Now, someone said to me, all I have to do is 5 miles before top of descent is lower in the flight level, and then is it push it or pull it? Push it, I think. Push it. It's like, Airbus, you do it, pull it. No, I'll do it. Push it. So what we're gonna do is top of descent. Put in the first constraint, which is Neville 220, and then push the button, and it should do it. Anthony Wells, God, I managed to catch the landing Boeing pilot in an Airbus flying into London City. Good luck. I will definitely need it. Push! Look, I love it. Push. Peter Tech, a mode push, just to reiterate the fact I need to push it. God, have you clocked the steep glide slope button? I hope you're joking. Is there a button for that? Oh dear. If you pull it, OP descent, which means it'll descend as fast as it can. I think that's like level change then. Pull equals open descent or flight level change. So level change, like on the 737, it'll pitch for the speed with idle thrust, I guess. It's really funny, you know. This aircraft is in the majority of ways so different to the 737 in the way it works, the systems and stuff. But then again, there are little similarities in the logic, the way automation behaves, the aircraft behaves. You know, I can, what's the word? I always forget words in your stream because your brains get so fried. You can relate. That's the word I've got. You can relate to the 737 in the air. That's it. Push for the plane, pull to be the pilot. I got that. Thank you. Steep glide slope button is basically above your head. Oh, it's on the A318. So basically, it's going to direct law. I think that's some basic logic Airbus thing, isn't it? If everything breaks, it goes to direct law. I know alpha floor is like when you're about to crash or stall, it goes into this alpha floor protection. 737, just you get a shaking control column. You have to do it. Yes, I think the steep slope button is only on the A318, the one that flies into city at British Airways. I don't think this has it. modify it by going flaps out and only kick out some passengers if it's too heavy. Oh, this is getting exciting. Mo, you literally cannot stall the Airbus in normal mode. That is very nice to have. Thank you very much to Barry Golding, who's just signed up as a member of the channel. I hope you enjoy your exclusive members-only content. You'll be invited to the members-only Discord where we discuss all things aviation, streaming, flying. I've got great guys in there. Some of the members over 12 months now, which I must reiterate is very generous. And yeah, any questions at any time, feel free to ask. It's a very chilled out, open public forum there. Well, not public forum there. But yeah, thank you very much there for the membership. Nice Fire's just popped in. I hope you're doing well. Funding lol, he says to Josh. George's FS videos, if you had the chance, would you switch to Airbus captain or stay as a Boeing one? I very much would like to stay on the Boeing. We'll see after this stream. I might nail this. Barry Golding, thanks, it's a great channel, thank you. I hope you further enjoy the content there. Anthony, I've just seen that donation coming in as well, €10. Hey Captain, doing a great job, really enjoying the stream, so a small donation to say thanks. Missed the members only and last live streams, but caught up on YouTube now. Have a great new year, dude. Well, thank you very much, Anthony, for your continued support as a member and also that donation. Very, very generous indeed. Again, members, you already contribute monthly, and I hope I'm at least satisfying your contribution there. Another member coming as well to Michael de Groot. Thank you very much for joining as a member too. I hope you again enjoy the members only content. I'm clearly selling it well because I've also got Virukta Pilot coming in as a member too. Thank you again to you as well joining the channel as a member, and I hope you both enjoy the members only content which you also receive. Brilliant guys, thank you very much. So, this routing's a bit unusual because I don't usually turn right to get closer in. Going kind of north initially, then we'll be making a turn kind of northeast over the channel. Still making good progress towards Deep Route. Another donation coming in from James J01, just stays £1. Thank you very much for that, buddy. Sweet stream, to be fair, Airbus all the way. I agree the stream is sweet, but no way are we Airbus all the way. We're Boeing here. But thank you very much for the donation. We'll see. We'll see how we get on. I might be saying something, as I just said, completely differently in approximately an hour's time. Oh, it's going to be interesting. Oh, we shall see. Anthony Teal, boss, do you remember doing a tutorial on deleting speed restrictions? Are you better off inputting the FMC or just hit speed intervent for each? For speed restrictions in the FMC, if it's in a particular waypoint, I'd delete it. Speed intervent, if you're in the descent on the 737, you're going to enter VNAV speed, which is probably not the descent path you want. So I'd firstly delete the constraint and then possibly use VNAV speeds. It's easier to use level change or vertical speed to directly control your speed there. But if you need any further questions, drop it in the channel. Gooseboy, I'll be a member by next stream, mark my word. I will find a laptop or a PC. Well, Gooseboy, that's very much appreciated. We look forward to seeing you as a member. Justin Reed, I love watching planes land and take off from London City. Spent a few hours there on my last trip back to the UK. Yes, I've never actually seen an aircraft land at City. I've been close to the airport, but that was many years ago. But yeah, I can imagine it's quite interesting. Quite a busy little airport. Like Flybe do flights. You've got BAE City Flyer. I was looking yesterday at some videos just to have a look at some pictures. First of all, some dogs barking outside. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. Fingers crossed. Oh, it's getting exciting now. Can't believe I made it this far. I've literally done nothing. Just turned the autopilot on. 1 hour 40 minutes in. Truffle, let me just try and pronounce that. Truffle Lucia's coming with a €2 donation. Thank you very much. Wish me luck for my ATPL exams next week with a straight line emoji face. Thank you very much. I think everyone here in the chat today will be wishing you the best of luck, myself included. Fingers crossed. I don't know if you're doing your first 6 or your last 6 exams. We used to do do them in stages, but best of luck to you. I'm sure you'll absolutely smash it. Not like my landing today in London City, but thank you very much there. Cool. I was going to say something, but I can't remember what it was. Oh yes, that was it. Don't forget to like the video, guys. Really appreciate the thumbs up on the video. I'm trying to be like a streamer instead of just like a pilot who's just showing you how to fly an airplane. I've been observing other streamers. I'm meant to be requesting things like likes, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, don't forget to punch the thumbs up button if you're enjoying the content. You say it, Brandon. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Yes, best of luck, True Folk. Best of luck. That was awesome. That sunrise earlier was really, really nice. I thought it'd be quite cool to do. I was thinking of doing it live time, but I think most people like to stream during the day so you can enjoy the kind of ortho-4XP and scenery. And I thought, well, why don't we do it 12 hours prior so it's dark to start with, but then we get the really nice kind of like lighting effects when you take off. And I think most of you here, when you go on holiday, you take off at night, and you always get to see take off early in the morning. You always get to see that really nice sunrise. Whenever I'm on early, so I always get up at the crack of dawn, and we're taking off usually before 7:30 in the morning, so I get to see it every day on earlies, which is cool. Daniel Smith, first item on the checklist for Fly Day to Sim stream, punch the like button, absolutely. SSB, how are you getting such high frames per second? Mine sucks, even an RTX GPU. Computers are not my forte, I'm afraid. I've just got is it a 1080? It's a Chill Blast PC, which I bought from the FS Expo nearly 3 years ago now. But it's good. It's managed to it runs everything. And, I think this ToLiss is quite frame friendly now. I'm getting a few clouds in and overload, so it's dropped down to 40. We were hitting 60 earlier. Fingers crossed, nothing on short final. Sometimes it can get a bit bogged down. Matt Sumner, do you use Orbex scenery? Yes, we do have the Orbex London city scenery, but we don't have the kind of areas of the UK. That's all ortho. Got a few other Orbex products too. Anthony Murphy, is it possible to just get a CPL without doing the ATPLs if you don't plan on flying with an airline? Yeah, you can just get your CPL, CPL IR as well, and probably, you know, what other jobs could you do? I think with CPL you're limited, I can't remember off the top of my head, but you can still fly some passengers, but it's limited to a certain amount. But of course, you know, CPL IR, you know, I didn't get my ATPL until 1500 hours, but in Europe you can fly a 737 with as little as 200-300 hours. So I was flying right hand seat without an ATPL. I've got what they call a frozen ATPL. It's also a CPL IR, so it shouldn't be an issue. Clive Alexander, in the PMDG 737, when do you engage the second autopilot? If you want to do an auto land in any 737, be it the Zebo, PMDG, arm approach first. As soon as you've got approach arm for the ILS, you will then have the ability to engage the second autopilot, which will allow you to do an auto land. Right, anyway, how many miles till top of descent? I was told to wait until 5, I did it too early last stream. Is this plus this? This is though 27 miles, 1839, so we've still got another 4 minutes till top of drop. Yes, Stuart, you'll definitely be able to answer the licensing questions. Oh, that's Josh, would you ever consider doing a VFR flight from a general aviation aircraft one day? We have done one. We went from Geneva to Courchevel in the Robin, the diesel-powered Robin, about 3 months ago. I'll find you the link for that if you want to see that. It was also the first ever live stream where we did a loop-the-loop. That's how I remember it. Let me find that, hold on. Robin Courchevel. I'm sure if I type that in YouTube, then we'll find the top hit. It is. Yes. If you're so interested, we will, of course, I hope, do another live stream in the future where we will be able to stream in a light aircraft, because it was good fun. But here you go, here is the only to date live stream in a general aviation aircraft. We landed in Courchevel, also a very challenging airport to land in, but we managed it in the Robin DR400. Oh yes, sorry Icewire, absolutely. Oh god, how did I forget that? We've also crossed the English Channel in an electric plane. How could I forget that? That was only about a month and a half ago. That was interesting. I think we'll try and do something else in that aircraft as well. It was a phenomenal little stream and an awesome little aircraft. It was, Tim. I really enjoyed that one. Christopher Eglin, can you do a pure RNAV approach without ILS? In a 7.3, I was very happily, confidently doing this. In this thing, another day perhaps. Right, anyway, I think I'm approaching top of descent here, so I'm going to dial in that first restriction, which is 220. Now, please tell me, just prior... Oh no, what are we doing here? Please tell me, prior to... If I don't push anything, will it descend automatically? Because in the 737 it will, in VNAV, it will automatically descend, or do I have to push that button in? I don't know. 40. Do I push? Should I push the button? No, Yoop says. Don't push the button. Is that? Nope, nope. So I just leave it. Oh, it's not going to descend. Ah, you'll have to push it. Thank you, guys. Right, so is it now a good time to push? I think it is. Should I push it? Here we go, boys and girls. I pushed it. Down we go. Right, throttle idle. OP descent. What does that mean? I think it should do 1,000 feet per minute, shouldn't it? Until it captures the path. Oh, it's not doing 1,000 feet per minute, is it? Oh, what have I done? Open descent. Oh, I don't know what any of this stuff means. I was told it shouldn't do open descent. Pull it, pull it. You pulled. Oh no. Push, pull. Oh. Mac descent. Oh no, what have I done? What am I doing? Push, push, push. Is it 1 dot to push? Oh, there we go. I think that's good now, isn't it? Mac descent, is that correct? Oh no. You pulled in the chat, it's got the absolute push pull. You pulled it, push it, that is so funny. There we go. Do not pull, he was trolling. I think we've done it. It's doing 1,000 feet per minute now. That was hilarious. I made the chat go berserk. You want the dot? Yes, which one's which? Which one's is dot push or dot pull? I have no idea what's going to happen. There will be some trollers who will tell me the other way. Thank you very much, Syntac, for becoming a member on the channel. I appreciate all the support and welcome to the members only post. I'm glad that you're here and enjoying the content, and I look forward to your input and helping me fly the Airbus because I've absolutely no clue what's going on right now. Dot is push. Dot is push. I think we're good now. Is this good? We're Mac and we're descent. We're doing 1,000 feet per minute. But where's my profile that says I'm high or low? Where's that? Is that here? Oh, this is just hopeless. Hopeless performance. Is there something that says how high or low I am? You're good. Haven't you read the FCOM? Christopher, haven't read the FCOM. Absolutely not. Steve Warren, what a good point to join. Yeah, absolutely trying to get my head around this. Can you do a wing view, Marcini? I think that's... Oh, look, is it pitching down? There. Ah, is this... I'm catching my path now. Ah, yeah, I remember. Here's the dot. I think this is like my on-path dot. Ah, here we go. I guess I'm on profile now. And seeing that little blue circle, that I'm guessing that means I'll be right at 220 where I should be. Right. Vertical profile is prog. Ah, vertical deviation plus 30, bang on then. Thank you very much for that. Unsolved puzzle watching, we are doing it! We are. Oh dear. Magenta arrow on the map is the point there, right? Well, let's get the star up, there we are. Flying into the chart, make sure we reach 220 at Neville. Go for that. Martin KC7, which airline do you fly for? Again, that won't be answered at all. There's no point asking the question again and again and again. It's something I do keep to myself. It's a European one. There you go. Todd Ghibli, on-path dot. Standard Airbus terminology. Yes, Captain, we're on the on-path dot. Christ. Peter Tech, I spat my tea out when you went OP descent. Or is that a no-no then? Oh, I just have what's going on? This can only go one way, and that is badly. Can you see a flyby? Absolutely. hear the screams even from here. That's been a drift there, look at that. Right, so on our target speed, I guess. I'm guessing this is like your target speed range. We should be doing that, I guess. Smack bang in the middle. We're doing about 267 knots. We're doing about that. We're overhead decrow, so we've been talking to London at the moment. Thank you very much to Freckles Aviation for the £5 donation. I want to be a Virgin Atlantic A350 captain, so for me, Airbus all the way. Yes, I know I'm banned from Flight Deck to Sim. Wishing you a troll-free year. Well, I have no idea if you're banned or not. I have lots of people controlling who's banned and what's not. I can't remember specifically banning anyone there. I have a few people who are banned because they've said something which either is contrary to what I want to see. Oh, I've told you to do something there. But anyway, thank you for the donation and best of luck becoming an A350 captain. Steve Mayer coming in with a £10 donation. Had to send you this just for the pure laughter. Oh, my goodness me, Steve. A long-term member and another donation. That's insane. Well, thank you very much. I'm having quite a lot of fun here, and I think most of you guys are enjoying the stress I'm exposing myself to right now. I have absolutely no idea what the hell is going on. Right, I've got a 104 knot tailwind, and I didn't put any wind data into the FMC or the MCDU or whatever it's called. Surely this will be upsetting the profile. Am I not meant to put those winds in somewhere like here? No. Here? Access wind data? I can't. I have no idea if I'm meant to put the winds in. Oh, no. Right, we'll just carry on. It looks like we're good to make that restriction at 220 though. At Neville. I hope we are. And we'll be fine. Morapl, you requested the winds before, didn't you? It should be automatic. I think that was during the climb. I think you might have to do it again in the descent, though. I might be completely wrong with that. Press FAC1 so it's off. Oh, what does that mean? It's on init A. Init. You guys might tell me to do something, you know, I might do something that I shouldn't do though. Init A, I have no idea. Wind maybe? Ah, so... Okay, well, that says 0 wind basically. Oh, climb wind, that's why. Wind request, I don't know. True wind out, none. I'll leave it, and we'll just we'll go from that. I don't like looking at that thing, I know it works. Hopefully, for me, I like that. Hopefully the robot puts the winds in. Yeah, exactly. Well, looking good. Oh, Captain Biggerfoot, do not request winds when you have it. Active Sky, it doesn't work. Alright, fair enough. We are using Active Sky. Look at that, there's the English Channel. It's a lovely morning, or I should say, lovely sunrise, but live weather. Looking nice. Cool. Approaching 220. Another donation coming in from Dougal. Thank you very much, Dougal. £10 donation. I'll be claiming a refund for a go around. Well, thank you very much, Dougal. Dougal, for those who don't know, is a member of mine. He's also a moderator, and he's very well known in the streaming community, I think. But he's active in a lot of other people's streams and very passionate about simming. And again, Dougal, thank you very much for the donation there. I do appreciate that. And thank you again for the continued support. I've got 2 bets on there. Tim wants me to land less than 150 feet per minute, which is just not going to happen. And now I've got the pressure of an added go around. So I lose basically if I smash it down at 500 feet per minute, then have to go around. I'm out of pocket. That's for sure. Aviation Joe's just joining as a member. Thank you very much for the membership there. Welcome to the channel as a member. I hope you will enjoy the members only content. All revolves around my private Discord there. But thank you again for the continued support. Louis Matos, do you have any special texture for the seawater? I'm using a preset that was made by one of the members. I have no idea how it was made or what was done there, but I mean, the textures do look very nice. I don't think it's default, that's for sure. A 190, not 150, says Tim. I don't think that's going to make much difference. Oh dear. Right, anyway, are we going to make this restriction? Looks like it. We are, level 220. Happy days. There we are, and we are now on their arrival. Bye boy, you've got to bounce. Peace. Have a nice evening or morning, wherever you are. Right, so what's the next blue? I think that's the next point at which to descend to meet the next constraint, which would be 140 at Nev 2. There we are. So we're levelling off at 220, right at Neville. Oh, man, I'd make a great Airbus pilot, really. Right. Now we're gonna wait. And now where does it say descent again? You know? I've got 140, let's punch that in. I'll imagine cleared when ready, descent 140. And where's the thing which tells you to descend now? VNAV, wasn't it? Not VNAV, prog. Vertical deviation 0. So at what point do I tell it to start going down? And I have to push it, not pull it. Which is one dot. Push it. Oh dear. It's a little windy in London, is it? Oh, I'm going to double check the weather. Someone said it was windy. London City's fine. METAR 20 minutes ago. 2406 and its forecast highs of 10 knots tonight. Slight crosswind, but lovely day. No clouds. 10k. Lovely. Push it. You have to push it. But when? Because what happens if I want to wait right until the profile? Because it's efficient to stay as high as you can for as long as possible and then descend at kind of idle thrust. Oh yeah, salt and pepper, absolutely. Push it real good. I thought we were going to start singing on a live stream. I had that CD when I was about 18 years old. Oh no, there's the dot. Surely I meant to push it now. Oh my god. Right, pushed. Let's go. But that came as a surprise. Like, it should tell me like how many miles to go. I don't know. Right, there we go. Next constraint, flight level 140. Oh, this is hard work. Hard work. And now I'm high on profile. Now, is that going to dive to capture that like VNAV does in the 7.3? Goodness me. What is our ETA? I probably want to know that actually. What do I press for that? 9:21. We've clawed a bit of time back, so we're going to be landing. Still about 35 minutes. Because we go very low here on this arrival. You really do drag it in. How much fuel do we have? Oh. It's not a question you want to hear there, like I did say, is it? 3.6 tons. That's enough. Oh yeah, give me the 7.3 any day, absolutely. Oh, this is like, streaming is difficult, aren't I? This is actually twice as hard. Dirty dive. We're on thrust descent, I guess. Making excellent progress. Soft puzzle, Love Island is back, helper. Don't even get me started. There's two really good shows on if you're in the UK at the moment. I've been watching both on Channel 4. You've got SES Who Dares Wins, which is on in 10 minutes of recording. That's really good. 24 Hours in Police Custody as well. That is really interesting. I watched that episode from last week about you know, it's a factual program. It's a live program. It's really, really interesting. But if you're into those sort of things, I'd recommend both those shows. That's what I'm watching anyway. Right, next constriction, Nev 2, flight level 140. It looks like we'll make that. It's happy. I'm guessing these little magenta circles with stripes are speed restrictions, so it's going to start slowing down for those. Sid makes Studios, you need to make flight data sim squawk 7700. Well, we're not in any distress, so there's no need. Stuart Walsh, not going to lie, I'm thinking of bailing on the stream to watch Love Island. Consider your membership terminated if you do that. Stuart, you can watch whatever you like. But I will not talk to you if you go and watch that. Storage, you can enter 3,000 feet, push the button, and it will follow the path to meet all the constraints. Well, you know what? You wouldn't usually do that. I mean, on the 7.3 you'd always set that there, but you know what, because it's just us, let's go. Let's put 100 for Godlu and work off that. Do I need to push it again or just leave it? I'll leave it so it just carries on down. Aviation Joe, you fear for my passengers. I fear for them too. I still might jump out on the approach. Leave it. Right, I won't touch any more dots and double dots and push it, pull it. I'm going to leave it and hopefully it'll go down to flight level 100 to make that restriction at Godlu. Fingers crossed. Kieran McCann, as long as how much fuel do we have isn't followed with, well, that's an issue. You'll be pleased to know these are questions which don't usually arise when I'm at work. Oh dear, I've loved this guy. I've really enjoyed this stream, really. It's brilliant. I think you guys really like me flying aircraft I'm not familiar with. I think when we do this, the Tupolev stream, which I will do in the next few months, it'll be an absolute disaster. Maybe our first ever crash. Syntax just donated $2. Thank you. Do pilots date flight attendants? Is it common? Well, that's a very interesting question. Yes, in fact, my girlfriend of 6 years happens to be a flight attendant, you could say. Like doctors and nurses, perhaps, but yes, of course. There's no real yes or no real answer to that, but it does happen. Thank you very much for the donation anyway. Well done, ToLiss. Flight level 140. We're doing the speed we want. Happy days. And it should now start descending. 100 Godlu, and also give us 210 knots as well. Oh, we also got 250 by OCFAP, which you can see it's got a little magenta bug for it. It should descend as well, so yeah, let's see how it does. 890 people watching, my goodness. Well, all 890 of you, thank you very much really for tuning in on your Sunday nights, spending with me in this very entertaining stream, watching myself, who only really knows how to fly a 737 these days, struggling his way to London City in the Airbus A319, and the thing is, the best part isn't here yet. We'll be touching down in about half an hour. God knows what's going to happen. Like I said, the only thing I've done, I have done one practice approach and landing, but I did that from a circuit just to take the screenshot for the thumbnail on this video. I've not practiced this flight. I've not put anything in the FMC or MCD or whatever the goddamn box is called. This is the first time, so it could only go one way, and I think that is badly. Anthony Teal, yes, thank you. Hit the like button, people. I do appreciate that. The thumbs up on the videos are a massive help to the channel, and it really helps to get out there, get out to as many people as possible. Frank Hartland, have you ever flown to London City in real life, either as a pilot or passenger? I've done neither, I'm afraid. Adge 20, don't forget to push the LS button. Localise it scales, isn't it? Alright, push that now. I actually have a checklist in front of me, or a tutorial I should say. I am going to follow this below 10,000 feet. And then we'll go from there. Phoenix 591, push it, your level at 140, that's fine, because I want it to start descending to meet that restriction at 10,000, flight level 100. You know, we want to stay up as high as possible for as long as possible, because that's by far the most efficient way of doing things. And you can see, look, we've met the restriction at net fish, so we'll make sure it should do, start descending to make that restriction at 100. Lovely jubbly, and there we're coming up to Sockocks. Beat detect. No more pushing, no more pulling. Oh, that was so funny. 15 minutes ago when I asked push forward, the chat just exploded. That was actually tears. It was so funny. Thomas the Bomber, do you and your partner look at the same airline? Again, personal information I don't disclose. Josh, thanks. Is what you cancel them or push them? You're answering your question to someone else. Anthony Murphy, some nasty lag going on. Anyone else having the same? All looking good. We've had a few dropped frames according to Streamlabs, but overall we've had quite a stable sim. Everything looks good here, all in the green. Craig Barry, what are your thoughts on the 737 MAX? Well, obviously that's, again, I think we were discussing 6 months ago how that should be flying by the end of 2019, but things keep coming up about this aircraft. Hopefully, Boeing will get to the bottom of it. And it's irreparable damage to the company, it really has. But again, I don't really want to talk too publicly on my personal opinion on it. James O'Donnell, what was your last in real life sector captain? I'm not going to tell you what that was because it would give away my operator. But it was back in November. I'm on a new seasonal contract with work, so I've taken winter time off, and that was in return for a transfer back to my home base. So it suits me perfectly. Emre, have you ever flown to Turkey? As a passenger, yes. As a pilot, no. Is that someone's bought an indoor pillow? Amazing. I think that's my inaugural pillow purchase. Thank you very much, Matteo. I missed the comment. Oh my goodness me. Oh, towels, pillows. These are all things I did for a bit of a joke, but you guys actually bought them. Well, thank you very much for purchasing the pillow. I hope you enjoy that pillow and you have a rested head on it many a day. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Oh, I get tickled, guys. That's very kind, Matthew. Another donation coming from Syntag, $2. Thank you. You should do a dual stream with A2 simulations. Now I do know some of the streamers, but I haven't heard of A2 simulations before. I have been contacted by some streamers in the past who have asked to do a collaboration. At the moment, I very much keep a low personal profile. And that's just a personal choice of mine. I am looking perhaps later in the year to do some collaborations with some guys, but at the moment I kind of like running the show myself at the pace I like. So yeah, we'll see, but I'll have a look at A2A Simulations, and I wish him the best of luck in his channel as well. I'm sure most of you here are well aware of his content, and I'm all for supporting other content creators as well. Go to all of you in the Discord as well. Feel free to share other content creators. Don't feel because it's our Discord there it's an issue with me. It's not, because there's some really good guys that make some stuff. I was really upset to hear that Q8 Pilot was obviously hanging up the coat for the day as well. I mean, I hope he comes back. He's donated very generously in one of my streams. I've spoken to him briefly a few times, and he's taken a break from all the work, I think. But no, I'd thoroughly recommend any of his videos. I've used some of them. Oh, V1 simulations. Oh yeah, V1. Sorry, A1 simulations. I'm sorry, yeah, V1 simulation I have heard of. He's an American guy, an Airbus guy. Yes, he is your Airbus man. If you want to learn how to fly Airbus, definitely go check him out. Do not check my content out for Airbus related tutorials. Oh dear. James M2, yeah, we're close to 1,000 people watching. Yeah, our record was on the Innsbruck stream. We hit, I think it was almost 1,100 viewers at one point, and we did hit over 1,000 on another view. I guess this one will be quite popular. But yeah, we'll see. And on final, on approach, how many people tune in. Barry Golding, Discord. Yes, I see you've become a member. If you're having issues, Barry, type in on YouTube, on Google, YouTube membership, Discord, synchronization. That will step you through the process to get you all set up, ready to go. Right, well, it looks like we've already slowed down to 250 knots. Well, that was a bit early. I was hoping to make that constraint. I should probably start concentrating on the approach. Less chat, more haste. Fasten seatbelt sign will pop on. I don't know if there's that. No smoking. No, they can continue. It's Matty. Do you have premium hoodies in a medium size? I think you have small, medium, and large available. I have one of the premium hoodies in medium, and I have to admit, I'm not one for promoting Teespring in my content, because I think what they charge is quite a lot of money. I only really have that not to make a quick buck, but to actually get some content. I've lowered the prices as much as I possibly could, but no, I've got a medium size hoodie. It's actually quite nice. It is good. Right, so that's it. Down we go. Speed's going away from us though. What's it going to do now? Look, we're doing about 260. It is slowing down. And that's to be at 10,000, level 100 at Godlu, doing 210 knots. Oh, why is it not descending? Oh, why is it not descending? Oh, what it's doing now, I have no idea. Is it slowing down first? The information here to me. Don't know what this pink thing is. Don't know what this orange thing is. I think that's your profile. The rest of it, yeah, I sort of understand, but I don't know what that does exactly. Descent out. I have no clue. Absolutely no clue. Sergio, in your opinion, is it easier to fly an Airbus or a Boeing? Well, I know Boeing, so I'm going to say Boeing, but I think like most of you jump into the desktop simulator, whatever you start off with, you're going to find easier to fly. Oh, you're meeting the speed restriction, okay. Well, there's the coast of the UK. That's what we're actually diving into here. Oh, that's actually not too far away from where we did our last, well, we did the electric plane stream in the Contraventus. Manston's around here. And then we'll be making a turn. Oh no, get rid of this one actually. I think we're going to be pretty much on the arrival. There we go, Godlu, and then yeah, up the Thames estuary for the rest of the flight. Okay, well, fingers crossed, Airbus does its thing. Pink ring is the profile. 2 orange bars is minimum flap extension speed. Or maximum flap extension speed, surely. Tree fella coming with another donation. Thank you very much, £10. I don't know why, but the Father Ted Flight into Terror episode keeps popping into mind. I haven't seen that for years, Father Ted. Thank you very much, Tree fella, for the donation there. Very, very kind. Father Ted, classic. Oh, what's that quote from Father Ted? Someone told me that. I can't remember. Oh dear. Well, thank you very much. Greg Scott coming with a donation as well. £2. Get the parachutes ready, he says. Well, thank you very, very much there, Greg. Yes, we'll need it for sure. Oh, I'm tempted to jump out on 2 miles. Will definitely be high enough because it's so flipping steep. Oh dear. Right, so there's 10,000 feet. I feel like I should do some checks here. It says switch on the landing lights. Alright. Switch on the fasten belts, done that. Constraint button, I've done localizer scales, and that's it. It says the rest just extend the flaps and put the gear down. That's it. Oh my goodness, oh, let's see what happens. Right, there's flight level 100 at 210 knots. Speed's now coming back to meet the constraint. Well done, Airbus. Oh, all looking very, very nice. And I think now I need to do the next thing, which will be 6,000 feet after MLift to Ravsa. Alright. Asad Kasano. No smoking. No, this is a fully serviced smoking aircraft. Smoking is fully permitted at Alpaca Airways. The bigger studio you have, the better. Roger Gaming A319 into London City. This is going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be fun for you, you guys, that's for sure. Oh dear, getting close now. Well, it's doing everything I need it to do. 210 knots, Godlu. Flight level 100. Happy days. This has been a long stream as well. 3 hours, guys. Thank you very much if you were here from the start. That is commitment. In hindsight, maybe a slightly shorter flight, but it was a good opportunity to catch up anyway. You gave me some little Airbus tips. I feel a lot more confident from the first flight when we did this, so I was completely clueless. Oh dear. Anthony Murphy, should you start selling new spines on Teespring for those of us who fly on your Airbus flights? Yeah, that's it. Back supports, the stuff that you stick, lumbar supports as well. You'll need some flight deck to sim lumbar support merchandise, that's for sure. Oh dear. Slight issue with the ortho tile there, but otherwise looking lovely in the southeast of England this morning with this evening's live weather. Oh dear. 210 knots. You know, the reason these constraints are here, a little bit of fun facts for you, apart from just having fun all day today, is simply because you don't want to be able to get too high here. London is so congested. They put you low and slow to get you out of the way. You know, there's a lot of traffic coming into Heathrow, a lot of traffic coming into Gatwick. They get you out of the way, light and low, nice and slow. There'll be traffic everywhere here, so it's not efficient at all. This is a very inefficient approach and descent here. Right, I've missed a few donations here. Oh, I got a donation from V1 Simulations himself, the Airbus pilot, which we were talking about all stream here. Thank you very much for popping in here. $2 donation coming as well. This will be epic. I have faith in you. Oh, V1 Simulations, what I could do with you sitting right next to me now would be very, very useful. Thank you very much. And again, may I reiterate, please, anyone here is in the video, you want to learn Airbus, go see this guy. He's doing exactly what I'm doing, but on the Airbus. Really, I haven't watched many of the videos because I want to kind of like just jump in here and try and fly like a 703. But yeah, he's your Airbus man. Thank you very much. Kieran Harvey as well. just super chatted £10, thanks for that. Don't get too happy in the Airbus, you'll start flying the 737 in control wheel steering. Eyebrows will be raised. Start my new job as a train driver tomorrow, but must watch this first. Well, Kieran, firstly, fantastic. I hope you enjoy your new job. I'd actually really like to go drive a train. In fact, in about 3 months' time, I've got a voucher for my stepbrother who's going to drive a train. I'm going to go with him, so it'll be really, really cool to go do that there. Right, oh look, that little magenta dot's going below me again, so I think we need to put 6,000 feet in here and push the button, isn't it? Right, 6,000 feet, 1 dot. Oh no, we're getting high. Pushed, there we are. Down we go. I hope I haven't left that too late. I hope it manages it. Perfect. Oh crikey, we've got over 1,000 people watching, so again, no pressure. Because my full credibility could be out the door on touchdown. Oh, look at you. Yeah, I missed the 6,000 feet. Yes, we better set the QNH as well. 1029. There we are. So a bit high on profile. I guess it does it. So VNAV in the 7.3, if you're high on profile, it'll happily accelerate. But I guess in this system, it won't let you go over the speed constraint. So maybe I need a little bit of speed brake just to help it out, just to get back on profile. Let's try that then. I mean, well, how much speed brake? In the 7.3, it's either all of it or none. Let's go for full. Oh, there we are. Let's get that pink dot back on. I think that's right, anyway. Oh, sounding very Airbusy here at the back as well. Kieran Harvey driving in the southeast. Excellent, you'll definitely enjoy. Cool. Alright, there we go. So we're back on the dot. So I guess I can bring the speed brake back. I sort of see how that works. Sandeep said, there you are, lever of shame. And there we are, look, we're nearly on the extended centre line. So I guess it's put a little bit of thrust on. No, a bit of thrust just to maintain that 210 knots. A little bit slow. I sort of see how it's working. This is your profile. On profile, this is our target speed. We're about 5 knots below our target speed, and we'll go from there. Right, how do we... let's do some other things prior to landing. Arm the speed brake. Is it too early to do that? I'm going to do it because I'm going to probably forget. And I think that's it. We just bring the flaps out as we get closer and slow down. As I said, 6,000, and then we're going to go down to 4,000. You know what? I'm just going to... there's no 18. I'm just going to dial the platform altitude in straight away, 3,000. Usually in the 7.3, you'd step down 1,000 feet at a time with the MCP altitudes, which prohibit the 737 from descending in any autopilot mode. But we'll put 3,000 in, and I'm guessing the aircraft will descend as per the constraints. We'll see. We'll see. Touchdown. What is the time here? It's saying 9:21. Time in the simulator 09. It's about 10 minutes until touchdown, guys. And here is the Thames Estuary. As I said, if you just come into the stream, we're 12 hours behind live time, but we are live weather. Latest weather right now in City. It's nice. 10k. Light winds, no clouds. It is perfect. Again, excuse-wise, not many. Not many at all. It's going to be smashed down today, that's for sure. I can't believe 1,100 people are watching this stream. Oh no. If you're new to the channel, thank you very much and welcome. You're watching a real world 737 captain who tests and helps provide feedback to Zebo, flying Airbus A319 in X-Plane 11, and welcome on board. My goodness. Right, 6,000. I guess that means we're going to make it. We've got a little pink arrow there. We're on the extended centre line for runway 27. Looking good. Let's do a couple of nice, relaxing wing views before it gets really, really busy. That looks awesome. Again, this X-Vision presets from one of the members, Richard Asberg, looks really, really nice. It's really improved how the sim looks. I'm pretty happy with it. It just looks a lot, you know, at this time of day when you're flying, the sun's not very high, and again at this time of year, you got the kind of this dark look. It looks really, really nice. Predicting a descent to a good landing. Oh, what's it doing? Am I meant to be pushing something? Oh no, that's good. We're meant to be at 6,000. It is an at 6,000, so we should probably pass this. Then it'll go down to 4,000 next. So we're okay. Why Why are we at 6,200 feet though? Have I got something incorrectly? Oh, ignore that. We're all good, guys. That's why. That is one of the biggest mistakes you can make if you incorrectly set the QNH, especially in the 7.3 doing a non-precision approach. You can really get yourself into trouble using VNAV by putting the wrong QNH there. So that's why we're flying a little bit higher than we should have done. That was a bit of a whoopsie. Where did I get 1029 from? Oh, that was the QNH in Malaga. That's why. Oh, just got some clouds come in. Oh, wouldn't it be a shocker if the sim crashed now? Ugh. No thanks. Oh, why are we going so slow? Why are we doing 190 knots? Ooh. I feel like we're right at our minimum placard speed. Why are we not doing 210? I want to be doing 210 knots still. Right, how do I get it back to 210 without breaking anything? Because we're kind of dragging in at the up speed, I think, or the clean speed here. This isn't ideal. I know I can pull this out, can't I, to control the speed, but how do I tell the FMC or the computer this is a little bit slower than I'd like to do it? Pull the speed knob. Okay, that's 2 dots, isn't it? Yeah, I know what okay. Yeah, otherwise we're going to never get there. So why did it go back to 170 though? Is that because it wants me to get flaps out already? It's a bit early for flaps. Your speed is being managed, change it manually. Alright, so there we are. Thanks, guys. And when we get to the point where I should think we need to start slowing down, we will. 46 miles from London. 26, there we are. That's what I wanted to find. Dear me. For city. Get rid of this shortly. And we want to go down to 3,000 soon. Oh, it's gone cloudy. Sid makes sure he's gone into approach mode. Oh, it's a bit early for the approach mode. Don't forget to arm the approach asset. I will do when we get a bit closer. We're a little bit too far out for that. I think. I've absolutely no clue. I'll be very honest, you guys. I'm literally winging this. I'm just winging it. I've got this tutorial next to me, which is very simple. It tells me to do things which I haven't done yet. Well, I feel like we should start going down now. I'm waiting for that little magenta bug. Oh, my goodness. Where's the one which has a little path? We're 400 feet high at the moment. Okay. Right. Oh, should I have engine anti-ice on? There's really a bit of cloud. How do you turn engine anti-ice on here? God. Is that it? I should think so. I feel like we should have a bit of engine anti-ice on. I have no idea. Ooh, it's doing something. It's going down. How far are we? 20 miles? Still a bit early for flaps. Push the altitude knob. Well, it's going down to 3,000 or 4,000 initially. I think we should leave this. I want the glide slope. I really want to see the glide slope information, but it's going to get us nice and low anyway with the constraints. It should not be a problem. Donation coming in from Ronan, £10. Thank you very much. Bracey says, good luck, Captain. Well, thank you very much, Ronan, for the donation. This is going to be interesting. Record crowd today. We're approaching 1,200 people watching this. My goodness. This is awful. Oh, no. Oh, this is genuinely very nervous right now. Genuinely very, very nervous. Oh, dear. Look. Right, glide slope is now here. Localised aviation. So we're well below the path. That is fine. We'll wait till about 15 miles, and then I think we'll notch out flap 1. Oh, no, this is terrific. Terrific. The embarrassing if I mess this up. Right, right, guys. Please remind me. I leave this here in the climb position or CL all the way until touchdown, until it tells me to retard. I leave it there. Yes. Please confirm. Because I have no clue. Because I think last time I messed it up, I started controlling the thrust manually, which someone said, no, you don't do that. We'll see. Right, approaching 15 miles. I might wait a little bit longer for flaps, and we're going to level off at 3,000. The platform of the ILS is at 2,000, but I want to intercept it at 3,000 feet, which will do it. Still, look, 3,000 feet, 5 miles away. It's incredible how steep this approach is. Engine anti-ice is on. How do I find out what the TAT is? Oh, it's 7. There we are. So yeah, we definitely would have the engine anti-ice on in the 7.3, and I guess the same for the Airbus. Leveling off at 4,000, or we're going to go all the way to 3. There we are, out the cloud. And I think if we... There it is. It's waiting for us. There is City. Right, there's 14 miles. Oh, when are we going to go down to 3,000? Alright, I'm going to push it, guys, because I want to get to 3,000 nice and early. Pushed it. Oh, it's not doing anything. Well, I think it will go to 3,000 for me. We'll see. What's that blue arrow mean? Does that mean it's going to go down to 3,000 at Lavno? And we've got to be at 210,185 at Lavno, which is a constraint. It was on the star anyway. You know what? It's a bit early, but I am going to select flap 1. Is it going down? Oh, has that not worked? Or is it leading? Oh, the leading edges are going down. Oh, yeah. Someone told me the flaps do their own thing. Like, the leading edge goes down differently on an approach. Oh, I have no idea. Right, I've got flap 1 selected anyway. Thank you very much to George and Niece Anastasis for the donation. Again, I probably completely mispronounced that. £4.99. Good luck, I guess. Wink, he says. I definitely need this there. Right, I think as we get closer, we should arm the approach mode. Let's do that. Oh, there's localizer capture. That's good. Runway heading set. We do that. Oh, we're okay. We're well below the glide, 3,000 feet. We're going to intercept it at 5 miles. We're at 10 miles, so we're okay here. Let's do another notch of flap. Is it safe to set another notch of flap yet, or do I need to be going slow? I think I need to be at that orange bug speed, don't I? Oh, here come the frame lag. Oh dear. Forgot to arm approach phase. Oh dear. Oh, am I okay at the moment? I mean, will this work with the way I'm doing it? I hope so. Right. I feel like I should be going far slower. Oh no, look, I've still got the speed. Ah, that's why it's not slowing down, because, yeah, managed speed. Oh. 6, 8 mile, I really need to, right, I'm getting the speed brake out. I've screwed this up because I've told it to stay fast. Right, full speed brake. I think we'll be okay. Flaps going to 2. And I'm over speeding the flaps. Ah, that was a bit too far. There we go. Ignore that. Flap 2 usually is about 250 knots in the 7.3, but I need to drag this out. I need to get the speed right back. I'm going to have to ignore that donation. Sorry. Oh my god. Thank you very much, George, again. £2. Yeah, pronounce it right, my surname. It's Creek. Thank you very much. Right, we're okay now. Approaching 7 miles, so I'm going to have to drop the lock gear. Can I bring the flaps out now? I'm going to have to. Flaps full. Otherwise we won't make it. Ignore the minor flap over speed. I don't want the thrust coming all the way up. Why are we going so fast? I want it to go slower than this. What's the... where's my VREV? What's my speeds? I want to be doing... 123 knots, not 140. Why? I'm going to have to tell it to do the speed manually. It's going way too fast. 124. God damn this management. I'm not looking at the chat right now because it's going to be going berserk. I feel like that should be the approach. Have I got full flap? Full flap? Am I going slow? I feel like that's too slow. Oh my goodness me. Right, glide slope capture's coming. Glide slope capture, missed approach altitude, 2,000 feet set. And we're set to the glide slope. This is probably, I'm doing this probably completely incorrectly. Oh no. Am I going too slow though? Because that managed speed, right, that says V approach 123, I think that's minimum, 123 knots, but looking at that, it looks very close to the manoeuvre speed. Oh. Right, we're established. The fact that it's having to add thrust is a good sign. That means we've got a bit of energy here, and we are established 5 miles. Right, landing checklist, order brake set, flaps are in. There was some noise in the background. If I missed a donation or chat message there or something, I'm very, very sorry. Anti-ice can come off, yes. That will help reduce thrust slightly. Oh, I think we're okay. Oh. You keep the speed in managed mode. I'm going to leave it as it is because I feel like this is where I need it. Right, and I'm not going to touch this thrust lever until it tells me to. Okay. Type 124 and push speed again. No, I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm not going to touch anything there. Right, Airbus is doing its thing, saying 2,000. Oh, I'm sweating. This is going to be interesting. Get your landing rates in, guys. I think anything in excess of 500 would be quite realistic. I've made sure the tyres were extra pumped up to take the shock here, but we are all good. I'm going to leave the automation in until about 500 feet or so, around minimums, and then disconnect there. 1,400 people are watching. Oh my god, if you're new to this, my landing might very much judge with the fact I'm actually a real pilot or not. You might go, no, this guy clearly has no idea what he's talking about. Oh, where's the speed going? I don't care. I'm going to fly 130. That is, I know that's too fast perhaps, but that is too close to these manoeuvre speeds here. I'm not happy with that. So going to be landing too fast, too slow. I've added a few extra knots, but the profile looks good. 2 reds, 2 whites. So I think we've gone idle now, just to manage this energy. 1,000 feet checked. Oh, right, here we go, boys. I'm going to disconnect. I think everything's armed and ready. Speed brake's armed. Right, how do I turn this off? That one, isn't it? Yeah, autopilot's off. What do I do? That one. Ah, that sounds like an Airbus, that whatever that sound is. Right, I don't care what the localizer's saying. It's telling me to fly right, but I feel like I'm right of centre line. There's a slight crosswind from the left. I'm going to keep that coming down right into the flare. It's saying land on the PFD. I'm not. Oh, I keep wanting to change the thrust, but I need to leave it, don't I? Oh my goodness. Oh, sync rate. I think that's a bit spurious. 3 reds. That's okay. All right, calm down. Keep it coming down. Keep it coming down. All right, check. Close. Retard. Oh, come on. Oh, I think I probably should go around because I'm floating. -90. Oh, I'll take that. Speed raise up. Reverses. I think I was outside the required touchdown zone though. Right, full reverse thrust. Oh, I'm using all this runway, that's for sure. Manual braking. And I'd reverse. Oh my goodness me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to London City. Ah, my goodness, where the local time in the evening is 9:22. Vacating here to the left. You can see these slight texture issues I'm having here with the scenery as well. But we've made it. I think we had 1,500 people watching the live stream. That is insane. Thanks a lot, guys. And if you're new, welcome to the channel. I can't believe it. We made it in one piece in an Airbus. I think we're all stable apart from the minor flap exceedance on the approach. We'll disregard that. And yeah, where am I going to park? This is a really tight apron here. I've not tried to park or anything here. We'll get the APU running and we'll go from there. Oh my goodness, that was superb. What a stream this was. Alright, let's turn that off. Landing lights, let's turn those off. And we'll try and wiggle it in one of these stands. Is there a, hold on, let me just have a look, guys. Oh, look, there's a stand here. How on earth do you get that in? Look at that, that's a really tight stand. We'll try stand 22. We need to park it yet. I have no idea what the cleanup flow is. Let's select the flaps up. Let's retract the speed brake. Make a right turn here. And I guess you have to do a really tight right turn to get onto this stand as well. So another turn, and then we're looking for what they got. Well, they got A318 I just saw there. Let's go for that one. We'll just make sure this speed brake is fully stowed. No, we don't want it armed. So I need the FO here to really see this. So it's a really... Yeah, this is where you need marshallers, really. It's super tight. I think that'll do. Oh my goodness me. You can really turn, even the 737 on quite a tight turn, but this looks even better. Where's the line to say where it is here? Oh, there. Ooh, I feel like I'm completely off here. Hold on, guys. Apologies for this. Is that there? I think that's not bad. I was very early turning. I think that'll do, guys. That is no good. But right, anyway, parking brake is set. APU available. I think if I remember rightly, I just turned it off. There we go. Do that, and that's it. APU's on the bus. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to London City. Anti-collision light can come off as well. There we are. Amazing. I cannot believe that. I think that was... I'm very impressed with the buttery landing there. That could have got a lot worse. Oh my goodness, guys. Thank you so much for this stream today. It was really mega. Really enjoyed that. For the banter, for the fact that I had a flap exceedance, for the fact that we nearly really screwed that approach up, but we definitely made that there. Awesome stuff. Let's have a look at some of the comments during the landing. We've got lots of megas and landing from Jack Aviation. Thank you very much. Tim Fraser, you're actually quids in now. Tim, I'm still going to send some money your way because I think I owe you for the bets. That's very, very kind nonetheless. Great landing, Captain. Well, thank you very much. We've definitely landed harder, that's for sure. What else we got in here? Some comments. Phew. Could have done that. A real pilot wouldn't have done it better. Oh wait, well maybe. But I think I was actually outside the touchdown zone. I think I remember reading in City that you can't. You've got a touchdown in there, so I floated perhaps a little bit. I wouldn't have actually been too happy with that being outside that touchdown zone. It would have probably been a bit more go around minded. But yeah, let's have a look at the replay nonetheless. And of course, if you're new to the stream, you'll get to listen to the replay ending music. There we are. Right, 3 hours 36. That was a long stream indeed. Right, let's go from about there first. And we'll get ourselves to just a little bit closer to the threshold. Get all the nice sounds as well, which is quite cool. Let's have a look at that from the external view. Yeah, we made it in one piece. It looked like there was a little bit of a crosswind as well, but not too much. But I think that was better than my first Airbus landing. I think the first Airbus landing I did was pretty firm, but it was just outside the touchdown zone, unfortunately. Oh, if I just landed now, that would have been a little better. Yeah, and I just plonked it down. I'll take that. That was okay. That was okay. Let's do one right outside here, right at the touchdown. Awesome stuff. Oh, I'll take that. That was all right. Nearly a three-wheeler landing though. I was pretty hard on the brakes. Those brakes would be hot. I should probably have the brake fan on. Awesome stuff, guys. Well, as we say in Flight Deck to Sim Airlines, mega brilliant. Right, well, thank you very much, everyone that turned up during the live stream. I have to say a massive thank you to everyone that donated, became a member. Lots of new members today. I'll catch up with you later on Discord. Again, thank you to the members for those of you donated. Again, not required at all. Again, I think there's definitely a record. I don't know how many concurrent viewers we had, but it's almost 1,400 at one point, which is great. So if you're new to the channel, yes, I'm not going to say my name, but I'm a 737 captain. Does spend his spare time streaming whatever aircraft he can do, and we could tick another successful stream off of the Airbus, which is great. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. Really appreciate that. Get this video out to as many people as possible. Enjoy what's left of the weekend as well, and we'll see you very soon on another Flight Deck to Sim live stream. I'm going to go get myself a beer, guys. Have a great night. Bye bye.